Tonight, we bring you this week's flight sim news, check in on some freeware options, a Yak-18, Oceano and Montgomery Gibbs Executive Airport, and we check in on the Learjet 35 by Flysimware. Hello. Everybody, you're very welcome to Wednesday, the middle of the week. Let's get over the hump day, the midweek shuffle. You're very welcome to the news. And, well, there's a bit going on, do you know, this week in the news. And we'll get kind of into it.
Hello there.
We've a busy one tonight, as I welcome everyone in. We're halfway through the week. That's what's important. Just not long now, right? You know, we're getting there, right? But, right. Yes. So tonight, yes, we shall be bringing us up to date with all this week's flight sim news. We're checking out some freeware stuff. Not a whole lot released in terms of payware over the last week or so. A couple of sceneries and that. But I thought it'd be worth our while having a look to see what some of the freeware options are. And I found a general aviation aircraft, the Yak-18. And for anyone who's used Pilot Edge, or at the very least tried Pilot Edge, well, you should be familiar with L52, Oceano. And well, there's a fantastic freeware airport for there. And then I said I'll check out Montgomery Gibbs Executive, only because it sounds very, very nice. And we're going to be checking that one out as well. Then we're going to round it up as we take a look at the Learjet 35 from Flysimware. This thing has been getting a ton of updates, and I have some nice kind of mods available for it, including some liveries and a new interior. So we'll be checking that one out very, very shortly indeed. You see. So, how are yous? You're looking well, do you know? And the month is fairly flying through, lads. It's the 21st of February, and it's right, a rate of knots. And as I said, I'm looking forward to Friday for our flightage and then racing at Yas Marina. It should be a bit of crack. But who's here, look? We'll welcome people in. Alison Johnson, well, she's here, but she's also over there. Ali's streaming as well, flying in the airliners tonight. So anyone who's dual watching as we're dual streaming, well, you're very welcome aboard. If you're flying, remember, check your instruments. The bowron, you know, the fiddle, and whatever else you can find. But welcome in, everybody. So Ali is here. Hello, Ali. Quasar Core has rambled in, subscribing for 22 months. Thank you very, very much indeed. It's great to see you. Who else is here? Look, God almighty. Paul Potts, you're very welcome in. Many thanks for the follow. Night Zepp is here. Happy Wednesday. Super Typhon rambles in. AJH, man. Did someone turn off my screen? Hang on. I know what happened. I don't have another thing turned on. Does someone put in map? Don't do that. It'll break. Right. Note to self. Make sure you activate the map before you allow the commands. I don't know what goes up on that screen anymore. Anyway, who else is here? Liptorius is very good evening to you. Mr. Zed Rider is here. Good midweek to you. Good to see you, man. Goblin Zeus is here. Bill Barrett, welcome aboard. The music sounds wrong without the pyros, the Sunjammer. You have to make up your own, And then, a bit of Jim Ross screaming. Do you know what I mean? That's usually what works. Ooh. And yes, bit of music there now in the background. Ah, yes. Do you know? Bell Bro, happy Wednesday to you. Hope all is well. Dirty Birdie Baggins, good evening. Gibbo Ireland. I read a few of these. Are you having tech problems there, Murph? What's your IP address? So Gibbo learned about the before mentioned incident I had in Holland. Right? Yeah. That's one of, well, it's not one of many. It's one of, I've done some stupid things. But anyway, moving on. Rocky Pilot, good to see you. Canoe Head is here. Newsage, he says. Tunage, Flyage. Neologist Nirvana. So happy to be here. You're very welcome aboard, man. Jan Dre's happy Wednesday. Super Ty says, hope all is well in the realm. My mom had surgery, which thankfully went well. That's great news, Super Ty. And do pass on our regards. Stick Figure, good to see you. Then Gibbo says, stream quality here is 1080p, and I actually genuinely checked me settings and then I realised P was spelled P-E. Toto, welcome in. Hemmingbird. She says, if anyone's interested, I'm giving away a parrot without legs for free. No purchase necessary. Brilliant. Stick Figure, good to see you. Spitfire RAF 136 months, man. Thank you very, very much indeed for renewing your subscriptione. Did you see that on Twitch? They're upping the cost of subs in England, I think Canada, Australia, and Turkey. God, do you see the price difference in for the lads in Turkey? A great bunch of lads, the Turks. Jesus, they're getting a raw old deal of it. Do you know? But anyway, Shuffle Shoes shuffles in. Welcome aboard, man. Great to see you. AZ Blue Line is here. You're very welcome in. Murph loves Twitch. Loves to live stream, that chap. Hemmingbird, you have a rival when it comes to puns. Kozaki Flyer, 36 months. Thank you very, very much indeed, my guy. News, we need it. Indeed we do. Rambog Mort is here. Happy hump day. Hemmingbird, many thanks for the 100 bits. You're very kind. Bell Bro, already laughed my ass off and the stream has yet to start. What's so funny? What did I do now? Sim, Mr. Egan, many thanks for the bits. You're very supportive, lads. Devil Dude, it's good to see you. Black Ice Gabe. We have a black eye. Oh, my thing is loose. We have a Black Ice Gabe. It's good to see you, Gabe. You're very welcome aboard. The Limbics is here. He says, good morning, day, evening, and night. Hope all is well with everyone. And you, the Limbics. What's for breakfast? Is it cornflakes? Come on now. Something nice. Old Veteran 965, he says, afternoon, evening, y'all. Happy hump day. Scott, great to see you, man. A very happy Wednesday. Mick Ham is here. Good to see you. What's Murph's favourite console? A Wii? Ah, Jesus. Do you remember the Nintendo Wii, though? Right? I'm going to get super fit with this apparatus. Yeah. I'm going to be playing tennis, shorts, the singlet, right? 25 minutes later, you're on the couch eating a burger. Ah, me hand. Just using your wrist. Right? And then the boxing. You figured it out. You didn't actually have to do that. You could just kind of sit there and go. Same with the bowling. I read about it. I didn't do it myself now. The Nintendo Wii, what a machine. Welcome into everybody watching us over on YouTube as well. You're very welcome in, lads. Who do we have? We have a couple of people. We have My Coffee is over there. We have Shams. Hello, Shams. You're very welcome in. Who else is here? Peter Thomas. Hello, Peter. Wayne Mason. Welcome aboard. If I forget anyone now, start shouting. I really need to sort out this setup. But yes, I'll sort it out there now in a couple of, well, I'll sort it out. I will sort it out. But yes, now, where are we at? Sterling, good day. Good to see you, man. SK Son is in the house. Zythi, welcome aboard. Elric is here. He says, happy middle of the week. It's all downhill. It is all downhill from here, I'm telling you. Now, Captain Takashi is in the house. Welcome in, man. Soaring AJ has rambled aboard. AJH, man. Fierce Wolf, looking fierce and wolfy. You're very welcome in. Scorpio 49. He rambles in with his own accompanied three-piece band playing classical music. And he says, hello, Murph, and all in chat. What goodies do we have in store tonight then? The good news is we have some freeware options, which is safe for the wallet. Do you know what I mean? Cy120, good to see you, man. Now, where are we at? We're over here. Who's this? Lovely. Is it Lovely? Hello, Lovely. Thank you for the follow. Great to see you. As Tarnish Mossman rambles in. Hello, Tarnish. How are things over there? Sean Dale says, evening, everyone. Today is the start of me back in the air. So a great hump day. I saw your photo. You're back flying in the sim. Fantastic news. Muse fan rambles in, bursts in the door, and says, how are yous mad jokes? Good to see you. Cybok Doc calling from Denmark. Hello from Tipperary. I hope you're keeping very well. Now, let me see.
Look at this biggie just
fiddling with your instruments. Got it. No, Hemming. No. Well, no. You can dwelling, yes, dwelling. Right, test pilot. I'm Ron Burgundy, and so is my wife. Good to see you, man. Now, it's been 84 years. Has it been that long? Sean Dale, soon be Thanksgiving. It's right, do you know what I mean? Sidious, welcome aboard. Good to see you. Now, let me see. Viper Strike is in the house. He says, good afternoon. Took the 737-800 out of Japan over to Okinawa. Nice, nice, nice. You need to buy yourself a Spitfire rear view mirror to put up above you. I would like to know more. What's this one do? Nice. What did it do? There's Ali. Hello, Ali. Good to see you. Concentrate on your stream. Do you know, things... What was that ad that used to be distracted while driving? Do you know what I mean? But yes, I bought the Cam Air after your review. I gotta say, it's fun and cheap airline. Yeah, the Cam Air. Beautiful little yoke. Beautiful. But yes, now, where are we at? Oz Nomad, good morning from the 22nd of February. Oz, what's it like over there? Tell me all about it. The 480 Cam Air is amazing. The developer is great too. Really, really is. Absolutely. Now, where are we at? Over here, Murph. Yes, Murph said he's done some stupid things. Don't believe it. He's done all the stupid things. To be fair, I'm still doing stupid things. All the time, do you know? Paparazzi, 31 months. Thank you very, very much indeed, my guy. He says, another great day in the realm. And to you, and to you. Eagle Airways, Aaron, it's good to see you. Let me see now. Vacuum, hello again. Welcome in. Nightset predicts OMG, man. The wife's happy, PC is fixed too. I'm not under her feet all the time and driving her mad. Nice one. Is Thursday the new Friday in Ireland? I don't know, is it? Wouldn't it be great if it was? Could you imagine that? A 4-day week. Who's with me? Strong risks for the other things you do. Oh, Jesus. I play keyboard from time to time, right? Gotta be honest, breakfast is a steak and cheese pie and an energy drink. 'Tis the breakfast of kings. Hang on, I need to cough. Hang on a second. It's a steak and cheese pie. Breakfast. What's for dinner? Cornflakes. I got you now, Jesus. I'm not keen, I can't count that high. Wait, what? What's going on? Right, we're over here now. We're catching up here at the rate of knots. This is brilliant, lads. That's not a girl, that's Murph. Who? What? I'm lost. I've arrived late. Do I get detention? Eamon, listen, you've arrived just in the nick of time. Things are about to get out of hand there. Wombat 49. Good to see you, man. Wombat, the wallet is relatively safe tonight. I'm glad to tell you. I'm glad to report that, safe. It shouldn't be too bad, right? He has such a short memory. Me, I have a brilliant memory. I have a selective memory. Yes. Blue jumper. Yes, I remember it well. Now, let me see. We're catching up. By Aquaman's donkey.
dreamy, sleepy, nighty, snoozy, snooze.
Sterling, good to see you. By Aquaman's donkey. Brilliant. Now, will our Middle East hub be revealed tonight? It shall. Osnomad says, it's all fine apart from the temperature, Murph. Just got through 4 days at 40 degrees. It's now a much cooler 32 degrees. God almighty. 6 knots is here. Gear on. You're very welcome aboard, my dude. Cough. There's no doctor here. I have a cough. There's a touch of the man flu going around, right? I'm doing my best now to fend it off. I'm useless when I'm not well. Mr. Two-Tone will tell you, I'm an absolute horror. Right? I'm sick. I'm not well. I'm really bad. So let's hope for everyone's sake I don't get ill. Do you know? Well, I am. No, let's hope, right? Send the good vibes. Now, what's this? Kozaki says, I'm not happy. I had to send my racing wheel back Just enough of a taste to really want that wheel. I should have waited and not paid for the Yak-18. Indeed. Your wheel? What wheel did you get? Ingo Plane, good to see it. Airplane time. Tis. Epic Fool sneaks into the back of the class. What time do you call this, Epic Fool, huh? You were out there gallivanting in the rain last night, huh? You were, we spotted you. But yes, now, we're over here. We're catching up. Scorpio says, I have selective hearing, especially when Mrs. Scorpio is around, right? You are more useless when unwell. Do you think so? Adam Controls is here. AJH, I forgot it was Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. You're welcome in. Ingo Plane had the Rona recently. It's going around, but it's not too bad. Well, we hope not. If you get ill, just have the missus do the stream. All will be just grand, says old veteran. Thanks for the vote of confidence. Brilliant. Oh, Gibbo says, I sent Murph a get better soon card. He isn't sick. I just think he can get better. That's brilliant. And at the same time, feck off, will you? Brilliant. But anyway, that's kind of where we're going tonight, lads. Do you know what I mean? But how are you all keeping anyway? It's all grand me here, saying how are you? VR Flight Sim guy, I don't believe it. Would you look who's here? You're very, very welcome aboard, man. Lads, if you haven't already, it is saying VR Flight Sim guy, isn't it? It is. Because there was a guy who came in before he was VR Sim Flight guy. I was like, huh? Are you didn't want to ask the question directly. Do you know what I mean? So you kind of said, are you into motorbikes? No. Do you know what I mean? You're very welcome in. And if you haven't already checked out VR Flight Sim Guy's channel, we'll do everything to do with VR and, of course, our beloved Flight Simulator. And he has appeared digitally in a number of Burning Blue design sceneries. And, well, you're very welcome in. It's great to see you, man. Now, let me see. Right. I am catching up. You got the Logitech G920 and it was missing parts in the box. Do you know, I have one of those somewhere. I haven't installed my wheel in my new setup yet. I haven't had time. I've no time. But we'll get that sorted. But anyway, listen, we're going to start off here now and go to another screen. Right. I'm all right. Wait till you see the transition. I've been working on it. Wait now. To hear those sound effects, and they're absolutely brilliant. I think they're fantastic. I need to really come up with some sort of a proper way of doing that. But anyway, I know the excitement is crazy. How do we control it? I just don't know. But anyway, so we're looking at a Yak. Don't talk back. Yak-a-Yak. And we'll be checking this aircraft out shortly, right? It's beautiful general aviation aircraft. It's freeware, so, it is what it is. But we'll be checking that one out shortly. However, we do have on another screen that I'm trying to find, which is over here, I think it is, the news, right? So, put it back over there and we'll pause the sim because, do you know when I try to play stuff, it gets very loud. Do you know what I mean? As it does, right? Ewald has subscribed tier 1. Thank you very, very much indeed. Cheers, man. Right, now, the G920 is great. My pedals have very few miles on them, though. Yeah. Well, I set up my whole setup for the pedals. I must have put hours into making sure the pedals will fit. I never tried it out yet. But sure, listen, it's all right. I don't need to have all that fancy stuff because once I beat Gibbo and Muse fan, I mean, really, there's no other competition. You know what I'm saying? But yes, Murphy with the news. Indeed.
Dougal, have you been drinking?
I have, Ted. I've been drinking like a mad idiot.
Anyway, let us proceed with the newsage of what's happening this week in our beloved simulator and simulators. So fly-by-wire. The cheeky devils. Well, they reported good progress on the upcoming A380X for Microsoft Flight Simulator, and they've even shared a new screenshot. Now, can we just say, in all honesty, would you look at the state of that? Isn't it beautiful looking? There's loads going on. I remember that remark, Murph, and so will your back bumper. Be grand, Epic, be fine. Right. Anyway, look at the state of this. Look at the detailing we have on these screens with charts and all that. Right, brilliant. But anyway, let's get ourselves caught up. And while we're here, it's a big shout out to our great friends at the Newsages places, right? So a massive shout out to Vashko over at msfsaddons.com, who just works I don't think he doesn't stop working. getting all the news, writing these wonderful articles, and then I just ramble in and read them, right? So Vasco, thank you very, very much indeed for doing everything that you do. And the same, of course, for the guys over at FS Elite. There's a team of lads over there, and a shout out to Callum, because, well, I've met Callum, he's very nice, and we give him the shout out too. And Heli Simmer, I've nothing from Sergio Costa this week, but I was chatting to Sergio over the last few days, and we're going to try working on a little bit of a project that'll be happening on Wednesdays for a couple of weeks. Remember we did the ATC or the livery course? Remember we did the livery course? Well, this is going to be an introduction to helicopters, because as we all know, we're now kind of moving towards a brand new Monday night series, which is aimed at IF4 for ATC communication. Basically, if you want to try out a VATSIM and you're a little bit nervous about what to say and how to say it, we got you covered. The whole course focuses on what to say, when to say it.
They've done studies, you know.
Right?
60% of the time, it works
every time. But that'll all be starting off in a couple of weeks. But we're trying to do a little bit more. So not only are we going to cover, you know, the fixed wing IF4 stuff with the airliners and whatever else, I would love to introduce some helicopter stuff, because to fly helicopters in VATSIM, which our good friend Epic Fool does, we've some great options now to kind of throw them all in together. So anyone who's interested in learning how to fly the helicopters, because we have a lot of good helicopters in the sim, not everyone goes near them because I can't get my head around them, or maybe it's the controller setup, all that sort of jazz. Well, we're hoping Sergio will jump in and give us a hand with that. And then when it comes to flying choppers and communicating on VATSIM, Epic Fool is going to help us out with that. I just didn't tell them yet, or I didn't ask them yet. It's news to them, but I thought it was a great idea, so I said I'd share it with you. Moving on. So a brief update today to inform us that Fly-by-Wire, the team behind the eagerly awaited A380X for the sim, well, they've shared a short but exciting progress report. The statement released on their Discord channel, the developers highlighted significant advancements in the development of the Airbus A380, marking another milestone towards bringing this ambitious project to fruition. The latest dev updates indicates good progress over the last few weeks, with notable advancements including the successful integration of a custom-made FMS into the pilot's MFD. In addition, the onboard airport navigation system, or the OANS, has been incorporated, promising to enhance Simmer's situational awareness and facilitate easier navigation whilst on the ground. And considering the size of the A380, that's a good thing, lads. But just look at that screenshot. Like, isn't it absolutely stunning? And, like, here's the staggering thing. This aircraft, the A380X, is designed to be freeware. Free. Right? Now, we know IndyBills, we're aware of IndyBills. I think they said they're doing an A380 and an A350. But the fly-by-wire, I mean, we only flew the A32NX a couple of weeks ago, myself and Gibbo. Man, that thing is good. It's really good. And it's free. Absolutely nuts, right? So anyway, Fly-by-Wire also reports various improvements across all the cockpit instruments, as demonstrated by the stunning new image on the flight deck, which we have here. The A380 is among the most anticipated aircraft currently in development for the sim, and the fact that it'll be available for free makes it even more appealing to simmers. So once we get more news, no release dates yet, we haven't a clue, but this is very exciting, and I have to say that looks beautiful. We've already seen some videos of this aircraft with the wing flex and all this. It looks incredible. So great news there. Now moving on, Top Max Studios have announced the Sukhoi Su-30 Mark I for Microsoft Flight Simulator. This thing has, a short update to let us know that Top Max Studios, these are the guys who brought us the F-22, you can ignore all the others, have unveiled their latest project, the Sukhoi Su-30 Mark I, which is the Russian advanced multi-role fighter jet. Through a recent post on their Facebook page, Top Max Studios shared work-in-progress renders of the Su-30, showcasing the aircraft's highly detailed exterior model. The announcement has been met with enthusiasm by the Microsoft Flight Sim community, and Top Max Studios addressing queries about the scope of the project by referencing their approach with the F-22 Raptor, indicating plans to implement similar features for the Su-30, adhering to the simulation's guidelines. Okay. Top Max Studios, no stranger to the flight sim scene, having previously developed the highly praised F-22 Raptor. The most notable feature for the F-22 was the impressive simulation of the Raptor's super maneuverability, a key attribute of the real-world aircraft, which makes it for a unique and very fun flying experience. For now, Top Max Studios, well, they've only shared a couple of preview pictures of the SU-30, and it's just that of the external model. There's no timeline for a release date, but the developers promise further status updates down the road. It's also worth mentioning, Top Max Studios, well, they're also working on their own version of the B-2 Spirit, and also a T-7A Red Hawk, both of which were recently teased by the developers. What do you think of this, lads? Right? So the SU-30, now you're probably looking at it and says, Murph, it's very, isn't it? Right? It's basically, it's an update of the SU-27 or the MiG-29, or, I mean, that's kind of where they're at, right? It's a beautiful looking jet. It's huge. I suppose in terms of its capability, maybe I'm just being ignorant. Would it be comparable to that of the F-18 with the payload capacity of an F-15? Maybe. I don't know. But it looks very, very nice. So look, it's an aircraft announced, and let's see what happens. Now, speaking of that, we've been following along Just Flight, since Just Flight have burst onto the scene back in the day. But this was interesting because they said that their upcoming Piper Tomahawk is going to be their most highest fidelity general aviation aircraft to date. And that's quite a statement considering we have the Warrior and the Arrow, so on and so forth. But anyway, this was kind of cool. It's it's kind of a tip of the cap towards A2A. And I can't remember if I covered this, so we're going to cover it briefly. Just Flight currently working on the efforts of their PA-38 Tomahawk. There's a couple of new updates, and they're showcasing an interactive walk-around mode. Drawing inspiration, of course, from what we know A2A did with the AccuSim Comanche. A2A's pre-flight walk-around feature raised the bar for realism and immersion, enabling pilots to thoroughly inspect their aircraft before flight. Just Flight's incorporation of the feature into the Tomahawk project marks an exciting evolution. And this is what I love about it. I mean, when developers release their own aircraft, they're constantly looking to, I like that, or I didn't like that. All the while, well, we win. Do you know, we win. But anyway, this looks pretty nice, right? So we can see it here in the EFB. Chocks, nose tire, you can check it. Prop, you can check it. Tow bar, remove. Fuel strain. Has fuel strain, right? Now, whether or not it's going to be the same sort of graphics you can click in and actually, drain some of the fuel to check for water, who knows? But it's good to see other developers moving this direction, because I think what A2A did, they changed the game. Like they changed the game in terms of immersion and, the realism and just giving you that experience of, well, it's not just sitting in the plane and navigating and flying by the numbers. The thing is alive, it's living, it's breathing. You got to mind the engine, you got to mind the frame, the airframe, and all the rest. So I think this is huge news. Anyway, the Tomahawk's walk-around mode will allow simmers to explore the aircraft's exterior, engaging with the essential components for verifying the aircraft flight readiness. Moreover, the meticulous attention to detail extends to the simulation of wear and tear, where the aircraft condition will dynamically reflect the pilot's handling and the operational environment. This is huge from Just Flight. They have a really powerful EFB in their aircraft already, and in particular in their general aviation. They've all the options when it comes to like static elements. You can get your charts in there, cold state, or the loading state, cold and dark, ready for taxi, ready for takeoff, and it has load state. It remembers what you've done on the previous flight. Now that they're adding in wear and tear, I would love for this to be rolled back out across their existing fleet. I think that would be an incredible upgrade on the other ones. You know what I mean? They have some of the best out there. So this looks beautiful. The Tomahawk was nicknamed the Traumahawk, right? Because it's just a washing machine with a pair of wings. That's pretty much what it was, right? But anyway, accompanying the update, Just Flight have released new preview images showcasing the walk-around mode and the corresponding EFB screens. The images continue to demonstrate the developer's commitment to visual fidelity, with ongoing efforts to retexture the exterior of the Tomahawk. So we cannot wait. Just Flight are planning to release this aircraft in and around the end of March. And I gotta say, lads, it's to have that level of fidelity in a Just Flight aircraft, I really hope they'll look at their existing fleet. But when it comes to their next projects, this is really good. And it's great to see this. They're upping their game. I love this, So great news from Just Flight. And I can't wait to be able to get my hands on this one to show it off. So moving on, Bills. We got word of this, that they were going to be working, of course, on the A350. Well, they now have hands-on with Gibbo's home simulator. No, they haven't. Look at this. So these are known as a level D simulator. They're like the real world top end, probably cost a couple of $1,000,000. And it is the aircraft licensed by the manufacturer to say, well, this is a simulator for the aircraft. And these are like officially recognized ICAO or FAA, all that jazz is in there, right? But anyway, Inibills, well, they have access to this. This is fantastic, right? So we know that they're in the early stages of developing the Airbus A350 and an A380 as well. But this project immediately drew attention to the community, who eagerly anticipates the arrival of a new high-fidelity modern airliner. The A350 is particularly special in this regard, being at the cutting edge of today's technology, and it's also a wide-bodied aircraft. Following on from that announcement, Inibills returned to work and shared no further information about the project until now. They revealed that this week the team had gained access to a cutting-edge A350 simulator, gathering essential data to inform the development of their upcoming project. This session, as detailed by Inibills, was not just a routine step in their development process, but a deep dive into the intricacies of the A350's operation. There's very little known about the A350 in terms of reference manuals and all this. It's quite hard. And although there is an A350 over on X-Plane, I think it's Flight Factor, there's still a lot of kind of unknowns to how the aircraft, well, works. Do you know? Anyway, the team had the opportunity to collect detailed measurements from the flight deck. They got to analyse the engine parameters and study the aircraft's flying characteristics firsthand. This hands-on experience with a real A350 simulator was a great sign that the team is committed to providing simmers with a high level of realism. Now, you probably asked the question, but what about the real aircraft? Can they actually get people who fly the actual aircraft? Because, as developers who work on much smaller aircraft, they know, well, you can follow the POH, but the pilot's feedback is essential because, well, it'll do things, that's not really in the POH. Anyway, they're giving the project their absolute all. Expectations are naturally high, and if their A300 is any indication of the quality, then we're surely in for something special. Kinda. In saying that, the A300, I know some folks are having some issues with that, so I'm hoping there's an update coming soon. The initiative particularly interesting in the context of the challenges faced by developers in simulating modern airliners. Many developers have voiced difficulties in accurately replicating these aircraft due to the scarcity of publicly available data from the manufacturers. Gaining access to the A350 simulator, Inibills have taken a proactive step to overcome these challenges. This is a good news story. I think this is huge, right? This is huge. So great work here from Inibills, and I can't wait to see what they can pull out of the bag with this one. Now, moving on. Miami International Airport now available for Microsoft Flight Sim by BM World and AmSim. So the collaboration between BM and AmSim has once again borne fruit. Following their work on locations such as San Diego, Phoenix and Seattle, amongst others, these developers have now released their rendition of Miami International Airport, Kilo Mike India Alpha. This meticulously crafted representation of one of the United States' most pivotal air transport hubs marks the second occasion the airport has been tackled by major developers in the community, LatinVia4 already having released their own version. Strategically located near downtown Miami and sprawling over 3,200 acres, Miami International is not only a key gateway to Latin America and the Caribbean, but also a vital economic engine for the Miami-Dade County and the state of Florida, generating an annual business revenue of $31.9 billion. What? Miami's influence extends beyond its immediate geographical bounds, supporting approximately 60% of all international visitors to Florida. Absolutely crazy. The developers have incorporated a range of features to cater to diverse user preference and system capabilities, including the option to select between high definition and standard definition textures. However, it is highly recommended that your GPU has at least 12 gigs of memory to fully enjoy the HD experience. So they added the option to have your HD or SD textures, high resolution custom ground textures, custom ground markings, real world ground dirt. Real world ground dirt. I like that. Detailed terminal area, animated jetway, animated MIA mover over the terminal buildings. Accurately, is that like the monorail thing, is it? Accurately modelled realistic night lighting and up-to-date airport layout. It's available now via Any Bills, and you can pick it up for $23. $23 for Miami International. Tell me, who likes flying in and out of there? I remember down the neck of the woods, so if I fly in Florida in the sim, well, it tends to be around kind of Opelika or even Orlando, up that neck of the woods. Miami, though, it's a beautiful area, and you do have that iconic skyline. And if you have the, Jesus, who makes that add-on? I'm trying to remember. There's another crowd who I'll tell you now who makes it. Hang on a second. I'm going to load in me gadget, because I need to see who loads this, right? You know the cityscape thingies? Hang on now. Samseen. You know Samseen? Well, they have Miami included in one of their USA cities, and I gotta say, it transforms that skyline. It looks incredible. So yeah, this is exciting news to say the least. So good stuff out of BM World and AmSim. Now, beautiful model of the world. Well, they've released Bilbao version 5. Bilbao version 5. Bilbao up in the north of Spain, stone's throw across from Santander. Well, the developer have released version 5 of their airport scenery, and the history of the airport dates back to the Spanish Civil War. And nowadays it is a small international airport that hosts a number of airlines. These provide seasonal as well as year-round connections to several destinations around Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. So we're going to have a look at the video here because, well, it's impressive, right? It's version 5, right? So let's go in and have a gawk at this, and I have to play kind of music because, well, you know how this gig works, right? So we'll do one of these, one of them. Jesus, Murph, don't skip ahead. God almighty, you'll be no good as a director, would I? Bring that up there now, a good shot. Yes. And we'll do one of these, and we'll do one of them. Yes, that works. That works, lads. It looks very pretty, doesn't it? I mean, you can already get the holiday vibe straight away. We're going to Bilbao and it's going to be wonderful. So this looks really, really it looks brilliant. Fantastic effort here by the developer. Beautiful models of the world, releasing Bilbao version 5, right? So there's no changelog that we can see, but by comparing some of the screenshots of the new versus the old version, well, several distinctions can be made. It appears that the terminal interior has been updated, featuring more details and a higher fidelity of quality models have been thrown in there as well, right? So it's available exclusively through Any Bills before becoming available on other stores, and is priced at just £11, Great British pounds. So I think it looks very nice, lads, doesn't it? Dasher, God almighty. And you saw Prime Air there as well. A number of major carriers, and of course they have the interior done as well. It looks really nice. So if you like flying to the north of Spain, over the Bay of Biscay, if you're coming from this neck of the woods, it's a challenging out approach because the wind will always knock you for 6. Do you know what I mean? But it looks very, very good. I also missed a super chat from Shams Gandora. Thank you very, very much indeed for the super chat, my guy. So yes, so beautiful model of the world with our update for Bilbao version 5. Moving on. Beyond ATC. Their pricing strategy has been revealed. Hayden is here. It's good to see you, Hayden. Good to see you. G Cook Scotland, welcome in. Right, lads, this is interesting, right? So beyond ATC, we got to have a look at this product. We got to preview this product some months ago. It looks amazing, right? Looks very, very good. Looks all the bells and whistles. And on their latest update, we got to see they have traffic injection brought to us by FSLTL, who are now working directly with them. However, they've now released some other pricing details, and I think it's left a couple of us scratching our head going, huh? Right? So let's just get it. We'll see, right? So, Beyond ATC will be offered at a standalone one-time fee of $59.99. That includes what's called the basic package, right? So it's $59.99 to buy it. Okay, that provides lifetime access to the platform for its purchases, including all current functionalities and any future enhancements. Okay, so you're buying a product. Now, I'll get into my points here now in a second. So that's pretty okay. However, it resorts to Beyond ATC's custom AI and operates with an offline voice model, eliminating the need for sourcing high-quality voices online. The initial purchase also includes an allocation of 3,750,000 units. I'm already confused reading it. They're known as transmission time. Right. Necessary for accessing Beyond ATC's voice servers. And 6,250 units of the premium voice model at no additional cost, showcasing the highest quality voice outputs available. Okay. Beyond ATC's offline voice model allows for local voice generation using a custom AI engine, a feature that doesn't consume transmission time and offers an economical alternative for users. The basic voice model and premium voice model of over 100 and 250 voice types, respectively, with the latter requiring more transmission time due to its superior quality and extensive accent range. Okay. Furthermore, Beyond ATC will offer additional transmission time packs available in small, medium, and large sizes, and the prices range from $4.99, $9.99, and $19.99 respectively. These packs provide incremental increases in transmission time from 500,000 units in the small pack to 3.3 million units in the large pack. What? Detailed in the FAQ section, Beyond ATC's pricing strategy addresses common questions and clarifies how the service operates. Key points include the non-subscription nature of the service, right, reassuring users that the initial purchase of any additional transmission time packs are one-time costs without recurring fees. Okay. So let's just kind of talk on this for a minute, right? This is, without a doubt, a beautiful looking add-on, right? Thank you very much for the bits, Hayden. I demand a refund. So what we have here, we have a ATC traffic injector that has an ATC service that replaces the in-sim basic one, right? So you can now communicate and be communicated from a virtual ATC, an offline or an AI ATC, right? Now this is something that FSX back in the day had a fairly it worked. The ATC that we had all the way back in FSX, I thought it was actually pretty good, right? For what it was. Clearly it's dated and we're waiting on more better ways to give us that immersion and give us that functionality. So what Beyond ATC, what they started to do was great, giving us a new way to communicate with ATC. They provided or are building a platform for us to communicate and be communicated by ATC. Then they had the idea of working with FSLTL because they wanted to inject traffic. It was all well and good talking to ATC, and next thing, ATC gives you clearance to take off, but you have a jet coming in to land because it couldn't talk to the default in-sim traffic engine, right? So they got FSLTL involved, and then they said, no, we'll make the whole thing work. So then the product is able to inject its own traffic, which is pretty cool. All of that is brilliant, right? However, in order to get even higher levels of realism. And especially when it comes to the voice packages, well, they have to rely on AI, artificial intelligence, and they have their own custom engine built, but it's limited. Therefore, if they want to really, flex, well, they have to access the open market when it comes to AI. And you may or may not be aware, well, that's expensive. It costs. We've seen it with Say Intentions. We've seen it now with this. It's not a cheap option. But in terms of pricing, I don't know how this is going to work. My biggest worries are, and I want this thing to be great, and I think it will be great. I think its offline mode will, without shadow of a doubt, be vastly superior to what we currently have in the sim as default. And I think that's an important note to make about this entire project, right? It doesn't mean it's charging you, a couple of dollars for every flight you're going to make. It doesn't have to. By purchasing Beyond ATC, you will be getting a massive upgrade over the default ATC engine in the sim. Furthermore, traffic injection is going to be part of that basic model. So that's a big tick. Well, that's good. $60? Yeah, it's up there, but okay, sure. Let's look at that. When it comes to the premium voices, this is where I'm not a fan of it because, okay, listen, I understand there's costs associated to it, but the reality is this, lads, right? As nice as it could be, if you're following ATC and you do something wrong, well, it's only the computer. You're not going to get embarrassed. You're not going to feel bad. You're not going to shy away from it. You're going to say, shut up, computer. I'm the boss around here, right? The alternative, of course, is using a free service like VATSIM. It has no cost, but you're dealing with humans, and that's not always easy for people, right? So I totally get this product. It's a great idea. The pricing, though, kind of, if you want to fly premium and you have this credit, that's what it is, credit. It's like prepay, pay-as-you-go credit. And put yourself in a situation, if you're going to take off from friggin' Miami and the engine is injecting multiple other aircraft and they're all chatting to each other, ATC is chatting to them, and then you're chatting to ATC, well, I imagine you're going to run out of that credit fairly quickly. I saw some posts, people saying, yeah, it looks roughly, worst case scenario, it might cost you $1.25 per flight if you're running this thing on full whack. I don't know. Does that make sense to you? The biggest worry I have, we're now in February. If we're going to pay out $60 for this add-on, what kind of assurances are we going to get that this will be compatible with the next rendition of Microsoft Flight Simulator? Considering the current gaps of where ATC is in Flight Sim 2020, well, are Asobo or Microsoft putting efforts into making it better for Flight Sim 24? That's what the worry here is. If it was me, and don't shoot the messenger, I would just focus on the basic for now. Just get the basic. If you want to buy this product, get the basic for now, and they'll give you a couple of premium credits to let you test out to see, if you like the premium side of the house, which I'm sure would be very, very good. But how long are you going to get out of this product? Is this going to work as intended with the next iteration of Flight Sim 2024? I'd like to say it will, but sure, we just don't know. Maybe the devs know. I don't know. You know what I mean? So, yeah, listen, it's super exciting to see the product is getting there. I think the pricing that, it's very confusing. It just is. Could they achieve this with a subscription service? Subscribe for I don't know, $20 a month. But how do you gauge that then? I mean, you'd have to hope to say, well, a certain percentage of our user base fly once a week, but then you've another percentage of our users, well, they'll fly multiple times a day. How do you cover that? It's a business at the end of the day. I mean, what Beyond ATC are doing, yes, they're bringing an awesome and very innovative product to the simulator, but it's a business. If they don't make money, well, they can't make more products. If they can't make money, they're in trouble, right? So it has to pay for itself and obviously make a profit to pay for further development. I don't know. I just don't know. I'll definitely be checking this one out. And you can, rest assured, guys, when this product comes out or even before it comes out, I hope to get access and just show off all the capabilities. I think the basic package, considering when you compare it to that of what's in the sim at the moment, the default ATC in the sim, This is a no-brainer. This is a massive upgrade, or it is going to be a massive upgrade. Day and night in the difference, right? But the premium features, how much more better is that going to be considering you're now paying for it by the flight? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's hard to know, isn't it? It's hard to know. Sean Dale says, Navigraph is pay per month, use as much or as little, but we know that I need to cover pay-as-you-go, not for me, happy flying with friends. Yeah. Grab Your Parachute says, it's a hard pass. Gibbo says, I think I've said all I've got to say on this. Now at this stage, have they snatched defeat from the jaws of victory with this pricing? That's a question, right? Where are we at now? I'd much rather pay 10 to 20 bucks for premium voices that is only used now and then, says Hermit. Yeah. And the basic voices for everything else. Sure. JB Aviate says, offline mode base at 60 bucks will still charge you if you press push to talk. It's madness. Well, I mean, I think that's what we're up against. You know? Like, I'm really excited to think... No, I'm not. I'm really excited to see if Asobo bring a new ATC engine to Flight Sim 2024. I hope they do, you know, because the default one, well, it's not great, you know, and it's not really in the market for those of you who fly, you know, exclusively on VATSIM. Well, this sort of stuff isn't really going to appeal to you. It just isn't. Do you know what I mean? It's designed to be flying outside of an online presence. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. Aviation is getting expensive again, says Liberty Flight. It is, man, it is. Not a fan of AI ATC, says Super Thai. If you use the base program without the paid voice, you lose no function. Rookie Pilot, that's what I think. Muse Fan says definitely won't be rushing into it. Pride Chaser says no one will pay for a book for each flight, let alone a game price paid for already. A fleet of planes, at least I would not. Yeah, the unknown of it not working in 2024 is a big issue. That's my biggest concern. That's my biggest concern. Like, you know, it looks great, it's innovative, and it's all, you know, it's all the jazz, lads. But my worry is, you know, if I put down 60 bucks and I might get 4 months out of it. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm a little bit worried about. You know, I think Beyond ATC should have just said, listen, until we know what's happening with like the next iteration of friggin' Flight Sim 2024, let's just release the basic pack. All right, even at 60 bucks, it's a bit of a hard ask. I would say, well, I'm not going to, I don't know what their overheads are, but like 60 bucks, you buy the sim for 60 bucks. You know what I mean? You buy an entire flight simulator for that sort of money. It's a little bit high. It just is. I would like to see them release just the basic for now with the option of upgrading after Flight Sim 2024. You know what I mean? So yeah, I would think that's where it's at. Do you know? I just heard something in my ear. Oh yeah, I wonder, can I do that? Let me see. So the offline voices. So the offline voices, and again, like if you ever do a comparison, if you ever give the sim a listen to the ATC in Microsoft Flight Sim, which isn't terrible. It's okay. It's very samey, right? The offline voice packs in this, using Beyond ATC's AI engine, we got to test this, and they were actually pretty good. They're different voices. They have the background chatter.
2X, request taxi, runway 10 right.
Right? And okay, you might be missing out on some of the regional voices or the high quality voices, but like, they have sound samples on their website. Good call. Good call. Let's go over there for a minute. Beyond ATC. Let's have a listen, right? News, media. So we want features. Okay, so where do we find this now? I'll probably scroll past it really fast because, like, it's me, right? Beyond ATC, pushback, traffic injections, full flight, preview, FAQ, pricing. Let's see here now. Here we go. So where's the transmission pack 4? Here we go. So offline, have a listen to this.
This is an offline voice sample. U.S. Mail, United 25 Niner climb and maintain 15,000 altimeter 2 Niner 8.
Or the basic.
This is a basic voice sample. U.S. male, United 259er climb and maintain 1515,000, altimeter 299er 8.
Or the premium?
This is a premium voice sample. U.S. female, United 259er, climb and maintain 1515,000, altimeter 299er 8.
Jesus.
This is an offline voice sample. UK male, Easy 8420 echo identified. Climb to flight level 060.
That's not bad.
This is our basic voice sample, German Male. Lufthansa 2539er Super, identified, climb to flight level 06.
It's the premium ones.
This is a premium voice sample, UK male, Speedbird 8829er, runway 27 right, taxi via Alpha, link 12, Bravo 3, Charlie.
Okay, it sounds real, but like, if you're using this as a product to learn, you want the thing to be slow.
This is an offline voice sample. UK male, Easy 8420 echo identified. Climb to flight level 060.
Like, do you remember the olden days? It was like 2, 5, 2, 2, 5, 3, 5, 2. Right, do you know, they only had the one kind of voice for the number.
This is an offline voice sample. UK female, Easy 8420 echo identified. Climb to flight level 060.
I always love an accent. Right, but I don't know. Yeah, great stuff on the link. I actually heard did you guys hear a sound, or was that just me? Science! Brilliant. But anyway, a wee Scottish lass. Yeah. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Australian. Premium Australian.
This is a premium voice sample. Australian male. Qantas 2953. Descend to flight level 070. Cleared direct Tiga.
Watch me wallabies fade, mate. It did, didn't it? It sounded like him. Listen, there's no question the premium sounds better, but like, is it better enough for you to say, hey, I'm going to spend money on this?
This is a premium voice sample, Dutch male, Eurowing 7201 heavy, turn left heading 280 vectors for traffic.
This is a premium voice sample, Scottish male, Speedbird 8829er, runway 27 right, taxi via Alpha, link 12, Bravo 3, Charlie.
I don't know. It's hard to call, lads. Hard to call. It sounded like Murphy, right? Why is there no Irish? Well, you see, the Irish invented AI, so you can't give people away the code. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, anyway, Gibbo, thanks for the link on that. It only took me 10 minutes. But yeah, didn't know, sir. It sounded like Jackie Stewart, didn't it? Ah, lads, could you imagine now, Jeremy Clarkson? It'd be brilliant, right? But anyway, listen, I think it's going to be a great product. I'm as confused, I think, as everyone else when it comes to the premium pricing. This sort of pay per use, pay as you go. I'm not a fan of that. Straight up, I'm not a fan of that. I think the basic version is going to be good enough. It's commanding a high price for that, but again, you are getting traffic injection and ATC. You're kind of getting two products there, so you know what I mean. Premium Irish, Speedbird, sure, do what you like yourself. Did I say it was the best way to go? Camco, good to see you. Yeah, can you imagine? Sean Connery, turn left on the blasted runway over 29. One ping, Vasily. It'd be brilliant, do you know? But anyway, let's see what happens. We've no release date yet. The fact that they have pricing, this is a sure sign this is getting ready to release, right? Like, look at this. Dramatically, potentially reaching around $5 per flight. That's just not going to work, right? But we'll see what happens, right? It is interesting. I think it's going to be a great product. The basic version, that's what's appealing to me. The quality of the voice packs on basic and, on the offline, well, they sound pretty good. The pro ones do sound better, but that much? You know what I mean? You are now landing at the best airport in the world. Brilliant, right? Brilliant. Right, moving on, lads, moving on. And, yeah, man Gibbo. And he's given out to me. Anyway, moving on. This is releasing tomorrow, right? And I've seen a couple of previews. Q8 Pilot showed this one off, as did British AvGeek. Aerosoft Toolbar Pushback Pro. Huh? So Aerosoft jumped on the bandwagon, and the original release of this, Toolbar Pushback, it was a great success when it released as freeware back in the day, right? Well, Aerosoft have now jumped on and they've made a pro version with the developer, and this is due to release tomorrow. Basically what it is, it's a pushback tool for Microsoft Flight Simulator. And the awesome thing about this, it's going to be available for Xbox as well. And well, some of the features of this, well, they're actually pretty neat. It's simple, but it works, right? And if you have GSX, this might be kind of a hard sell, but I always liked the pushback toolbar because I just thought it was simple, it was no fuss, and it just worked. GSX, sometimes it's messy. You needed to have the airport details in there. This is genius. It has a little map, the planner. You can say, right, here's my airplane. I want it to go here, there, and there. If you click OK, voila, it starts moving your aircraft. Really, really nice, right? But it is going to have a number of different features. Let's have a look at this, right? So between the freeware and the pro version, freeware is free, and the pro version is going to be priced at £9.99 or €9.99. It's about £8.50. But anyway, you do get a lot of features with the freeware version, which is nice to see. However, the payware version, the audio is a lot better. They use WIs. Xbox support, VR compatibility, right? Ground crew and pilot voices in different languages and accents. Well, that's available in the Pro version. Visual feedback from the tool, Pro version. Improved flow for time-critical virtual air traffic, mainly for your VATSIM, right? That's kind of nice. Product support, compatibility for seaplanes. What? Seaplanes, brilliant. New 3D objects and connectivity to Aerosoft's visual docking guidance system. That all comes with the Pro version, right? And well, as I said, QA Pilot checked this one out the other day, and British AvGeek had it, I think it was yesterday he showed it off. But this, to me, this is brilliant. I can't wait for this because, well, it was so handy back in the day, and now they have a new version out. And I think for like a tenner, I think it's well worth it. You know what I mean? So this is going to release tomorrow. You can pick it up through Aerosoft, and I think then it'll be coming to the InSim marketplace, or maybe it'll release straight in the marketplace. I'm unsure. But this is definitely worth a shout because I can't wait. €9.95. Right? Not too bad, right? But yeah, I wonder if they got around the fly-by-wire compatibility issue with this version. I don't know. Rising FX, good to see it. It's an instant buy for me tomorrow. Even with GSX, it's a perfect backup. If you need a fast pushback for custom pushback, 100%. That's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about. Anna Cross, it's good to see you. I wonder if the sim crashes, is that another £5 for a new flight? That's a very good question, but beyond ATC. Speaking about crashes, so this add-on, toolbar pushback, it was last updated on, I think it was February or March 17th, 2022, right? And over the last couple of months, it's created havoc with other add-ons, causing instant CTDs. Hence, I have it removed because of conflicts, right? However, this is now going to be updated, so they will have a free version that they'll update and a paid version that'll be updated. So this is great news. It's a tenner. It's something that should have been in the simulator from day one. We can argue the same about ATC, but this is a very intuitive, straightforward way of getting your aircraft moved around. Not only that, but it can do things like connect your jetways, call the catering trucks, call the friggin' loaders, open doors. It can do all of these things. Do you know what I mean? So it's really, really nice to see. This planner, this thing, GSX said they couldn't do this. You have to go into a weird drone camera, and this is just brilliant. This is very similar to Better Pushback over on X-Plane, which just worked. It just worked. Brilliant, right? So let's see what happens when they release that tomorrow. Keep your eyes peeled, lads. Due out tomorrow. Now, in other news, Turtle Beach, well, they've released the Velocity 1 flight deck. It's a brand new HOTAS system for flight simulation. I have to say, this looks pretty. Turtle Beach continued to expand its hardware portfolio for flight sim enthusiasts after the Velocity 1 flight and flight stick. Turtle Beach, they've now launched the Velocity 1 flight deck. It's a new HOTAS control system designed for flight simmers using Windows PCs. It's for the PC only. One of the most differentiating features of the Velocity 1's flight deck is the Flight Touch display. It has a built-in display below the throttle that offers real-time simulation status indicators and allows for extensive customization, with the capability to assign up to 39 extra button functions. This is huge, right? Comprising two separate USB connected devices, the Velocity 1 flight deck delivers a comprehensive control setup. According to Turtle Beach, it's engineered to support precise maneuvers in aerial combat scenarios, as well as detailed navigation in space simulation environments, accommodating a broad spectrum of flight simulation. We have some videos here. I don't think I can play their music, but just have a look at the old hardware, lads, because I think it looks very impressive, right? We'll do, I'll better replay this now so we can get a proper look, you know, give it the whole kind of, yeah, it looks brilliant, Murph. I just need the right bit of music. Will this work? That works. Check it out, man. Okay, it looks impressive. And this does look impressive, right? So anyone who used the old Cytec stuff, you know, like the X52 and all this sort of jazz, that's kind of where we're at, right? Anyway, at the core of the flight deck's design, long-lasting and precise Hall effect controls. They use non-contact sensors for the main movement inputs of the stick and throttle, aiming to provide users with high precision and reliability over time, right? You can pick the whole unit. So the flight deck, it's $400. $400 friggin' dollars. Hang on a second. Let's go in here for a minute. Enter the EU site. Go on, sure, for the crack. How much is it for me to buy? It's €400 versus dollars. Your location is set to Ireland. Yes, that's grand. It'll be dearer here now. Wait to see. So what do we get for the flight deck? Do we get both controls? Let me see. Stick module and wait now. Do you get both units? What's in the box? Flight deck, Velocity 1 flight deck. I'm a little bit lost here. Is that the flight deck? Both units? It has to be. Sure, it's like this product sold separately. So it's the whole unit. Yeah, you get both. That's not bad. $400 and like that's a complete HOTAS setup. That's not bad. You could probably argue the toss that, you know, the Thrustmaster Warthog, one of the best HOTAS systems you can get, that's similar price. There's maybe $100 between them. But this has a lot of more functionality. I love that touchscreen. I think that's genius. Because look at it here, right? You can put in like these kind of virtual switches. You can put whatever you want in there. I like that. And they have aircraft profiles and all this sort of job. That's pretty cool. So what do we have? We have a couple of rotary knobs, hat switches, right? 2 throttles. You have a slider bar here for flaps maybe, or your speed brakes. You also have another axis here, roller. Is that digital? It is. So it's a digital roller button thingy. The buttons on the far side, again, you have a hat switch, 2 of them by the looks of it. Toga button on the side. Yeah, that's not bad, lads. There's a problem with the window not working first time out. Oh, really? Ooh. It's got both. Right, okay. It looks impressive. I like this. This is innovative because, you know, they put a touch panel on the joystick itself. That's super handy, lads. Okay, you have a magnitude of buttons on any hardware you might have, but giving you the ability to change not only their appearance, the color and all that sort of jazz, but also their functionality. I think this is a great idea. You know, it looks pretty awesome. They are dual throttles. I mean, they look like they're dual throttles. I imagine they are dual throttles. There is a gap between them, and there's probably like a bar that slides across. Nice. So that's interesting. Now, I did see a word there. You should be on Velocity's marketing team. The music is better than theirs. Uh-oh. Now, let me see. Eamon said, I was talking to Beyond ATC, and they said that their app will work on Flight Sim 2024. There we go. That's interesting. No guarantees, but at least they're saying, you know, yeah, it will work on Flight Sim 2024. Let's see before we believe, I suppose. But anyway, Turtle Beach, it is available now. And if anyone has this, let me know what you think. I might pick it up. We'll see. Like, I use Virpil for my joystick, and I'm like really jonesing at the idea of getting Virpil for my throttle. I just haven't done it yet. I haven't taken the plunge yet, lads. Do you know? But anyway, moving on. This is interesting. The beta for Sim Update 15, well, it has released, but I wanted to go over some of the patch notes of what's happening, right? So, general bug fixes. Well, they fixed various crashes across the title, improved the performance of FPS, particularly where the FPS was low. Thought that was an interesting bullet point. We've improved the FPS, particularly where the FPS was low. Reduced stutters, particularly after long gameplay, that's important, and reduced loading times. Thank the gods, the old ones and the new, right? They fixed an issue preventing the content manager to load while the player was offline. I noticed that because I tried to disconnect and it still loaded. Navigation and traffic resolved an issue where users were experiencing a loss of audio for ATC. They moved the ice water threshold from 27 to 72 in order to limit the amount of wrongly frozen water in the world. That's interesting. Activities, yeah. The Garmin updates. So the G3000 and the 5000.
Dude, have you been drinking? I have, Ted. I've been drinking like a mad idiot.
And they have it here, Garmin G3X comprehensive visual overhaul. So we got the 411. That's an old word on what working title we're going to do with that G3X. So I'm looking forward to that. The G1000 is getting a lot of updates, as are the 430 and 530 units. What else? Corrected
They've
the
done
tooltip,
studies, you know.
which indicated a value in
60% of the
Celsius
time,
degrees.
it works every time.
Rather than angular degrees. Okay. Improved performance of glass cockpit and heavy airliners. Good stuff. Initial work on improving plane and livery model matching for live traffic. That's only when it comes to the AI traffic, as in non-playable aircraft, if that makes sense. It's not multiplayer. I asked the question during the last dev update, can you do this for multiplayer? And to my absolute shock and horror, they were like, we never considered that. Hello? What? Right, they never considered that, but hopefully now they will. But anyway, the nameplates of AI traffic can show a wrong aircraft type. They have realised that's now a known issue, and this is all work in progress. This isn't the final release notes. This is just kind of an insight into what the guys are currently doing, right? Ground contact resolution improvements. So we saw this displayed by Seb some months ago. He was showing us kind of the new physics behind aircraft landing, with the landing gear, the tires, the contact on the ground, the physics. Pretty good, right? Pretty good. Couple of aircraft updates here as well. SDK, that's getting an update. SimConnect, the Dunlow pop-up has been removed. Brilliant. We're very sorry that you got this Dunlow pop-up. Right, they fixed that. Fixed the crash when updating data definition while requesting it. Aircraft editor has been updated, and there's a few updates here for the WASM stuff. So all in all, I think they're fairly beefy kind of patch notes, and well, let's see what Sim Update 15 is going to bring. I don't know, right? If you wanted, like, you know, if you wanted to live in a world where you wear a tinfoil hat, right? And this could be just the Irishman in me, but isn't it kind of gas, right? We get the Dune upgrade, which has reduced the reliability and the efficiency of the sim a little bit. I think I speak for pretty much all of us when I say the sim just isn't running as sweet since the Dune update. But yet we're going to get a sim update that's going to be really good and fix everything. Is it the case that they just kind of broke it with Dune and now they're going to fix it again? Right? Do you know what I mean? I don't know. But anyway, listen, it is promising to see release notes that the beta guys are working with. And there's a couple of streamers showing off Sim Update 15. It seems to be working very, very well. Right? So, moving on. This broke a bit of kind of during the week, and it's since been updated. So PMDG, they are attending Flight Sim Weekend over in Holland next month, and the word was they were going to announce a new secret project. Well, the fact of the matter is, me, Carlo, just subscribed. Thank you very much. Look at that for timing. Cheers, man. The fact of the matter is, they are not announcing a secret project at FS Weekend. That's the official stance. So Matthias, I think, was like, yeah, we're going to tell you about something. And then they were like, shh, no, we're not, Matthias. And then Matthias turned around and said, no, we're not. However, they did say they will be telling us about a secret project that will be announced at Flight Sim Expo in Las Vegas. So expect some sort of an announcement by PMDG about a secret project at Flight Sim Expo and not Flight Sim Weekend. Any ideas what we think it's going to be? There's been a lot of I wonder what they're doing. A secret project. So it can't be the Max, it can't be the 7.5, it can't be the 777, it can't be the 747, right? They've mentioned all these things before. What's it going to be, lads? A Beluga, a 767. Rumour has it that they're actually going to be at FS Expo. They will be, they actually have a stall. Typical PMDG, you're getting an EFB. When are we getting it? I'm not telling you. Right, isn't it? Do you know, we have an announcement to make. Yeah, what is it? We're not telling you. Huh? We're going to announce the announcement in Holland. What are you going to announce? What are you talking about? You said you're going to Holland to make an announcement. No. We're not going to announce it in Holland. We're going to announce it in Vegas. And then when we get to Vegas, where are they? Hello? Right? Yeah, you can see it. But anyway, let's see. Look, I'm interested to see what PMDG are going to unveil. I'm really looking forward to the 777. That thing is looking amazing, and you know, I know it's deep in development. They're all very busy putting that thing together. I'm really looking forward to that. I think it's going to be awesome. Let's see what happens, right? Their old Jetstream 41. That's what I think it's going to be. You know what I mean? That's what I think it's going to be. When do we get it? Meow. PMDG collab with Indie Builds for the A350. I don't think that'll work. I don't think so. But yeah, it'll be I don't think Mad Dog. I reckon the Jetstream. That was their first flight simulator. Well, Microsoft Flight Simulator add-on, which is a turboprop, and that thing was good. That was brilliant. Ow, me hand. Maybe they're going to do something completely new. Maybe something we haven't seen them do before, right? I'd love to see a PMDG Constellation. A2A did one of those, Sterling, back in the day. A2A did one. You know, they're going to do the PMDG Piper Cub. Yes. I'd love to see a DC-10. Hello there. D-Jing is here. It's good to see you, D-Jing. So yeah, what do you think, lads? PMDG, the announcement. A secret project, right? PMDG will be announcing a secret project at Vegas, and it'd be soon. Yeah, that's what we're hoping for. Maybe the Jetstream will be free. I don't know. An A2A Constellation, one can but dream. Well, they had it back in FSX and P3D. It was brilliant. The Connie, brilliant. Anyway, moving on. Word here from DCS, right? Heat Blur have showcased a featurette for their upcoming F4E Phantom. Now, this is probably one of the most anticipated releases in flight simulation in its entirety, is the F4E Phantom from Heat Blur over in the world of DCS, because this thing looks absolutely friggin' amazing, right? The aircraft looks amazing. We'll play it here in the background. And DCS are they're evolving with this add-on because how they've built the aircraft, but also the information that they're able to now pass to the user. If you look at this video, you'll see the lengths and depths that the guys over at DCS are going through to make that platform better than it ever was. And it's pretty cool when you think about it. Visually, this thing looks insane. It looks absolutely beautiful. You know, all the details they have here in the cockpit, things rattle and roll and shake and they do all the sorts of stuff. And of course, you can blow stuff up, right? Instant. Oh yes, we need one of these in our life. Do you know? But I'm going to skip the video ahead because it does get into information here. Like, you know, you have this avatar thing. And again, I'm only looking at this and then I look back to see what we have in Microsoft Flight Sim, right? Now, avatars, when you think about it, right? And maybe you mightn't, but maybe you would. If you had the option to have a custom avatar in the sim that everyone could see and everyone had access to, considering it's a Microsoft product on Xbox, right? Let's say, for example, you unlocked features or you spent in-game currency. And I don't mean like pay to win. I'm just saying there's a feature that gives you the option to do this. Or maybe this is something that Flight Sim 24 might do when you complete all these new missions in the entire mission world that they're building. Well, you can unlock stuff or purchase stuff that doesn't affect the simulation component of the sim, but this sort of stuff, like an avatar that you can say, hey, I want to give him a big, beautiful mustache. Do you know what I mean? I should be in market. I should be in charge. Anyway, this is pretty cool. You can access a manual from inside the sim itself, rather than having to, hit a button, bring up a menu, see things on the right. This all looks very, very good. They're also working on an update for Jester, giving it way more functionality and optimizations and so on and so forth. This is all really, really good news, right? And this sort of stuff. Right?
Who's in charge? You haven't a clue what you're doing.
Messages inside the canopy. Where would you get it, right? Put your washing out. But this is what's cool, right? When you see some of the detailing that's on these aircraft, in particular on this aircraft, and the blueprints and all this sort of jazz. But there was something here I wanted to show you, because they go into explaining what the freaking components are, look. Right? Where is it now? It's over here somewhere. But basically, it's a way of learning and understanding the aircraft as you fly it, rather than spending weeks and months and years reading the manual. Very, very exciting news. So yes, the McDonnell Douglas F4E Phantom for DCS. It's pretty cool. A virtual crew chief they've added in, right? And they're saying it's going to be the most high fidelity aircraft yet. It's super exciting, isn't it? So keep your eyes peeled for that. Heebler comments that the aircraft will be available to fly with full multiplayer compatibility with either a weapons officer or guy in back from day one. Shared cockpit from day one. You know what I mean? That's awesome. Anyway, moving on. This is really exciting news. VAT USA, or VATSIM in the USA, where they're going to begin real-world common traffic advisory frequencies. It's a trial. These guys are going to use CTAF on VATSIM. Let's bring it down a bit. At the moment, in VATSIM, when there's no ATC available, we usually get handed over to Unicom, 122.8, and that's where pilots kind of report their position to people within their locality, which is great for VATSIM. However, in the real world, well, pilots would actually tune into CTAF when there's no controller on and whatever, right? Well, VATSIM are now looking at doing that, and they're going to trial it in the US. So VAT USA, the USA division of VATSIM, the popular online virtual air traffic control network, have announced the upcoming trial of real-world common advisory traffic. I just got an alert net. That wasn't late at all. See this automation crack. But anyway, this is pretty cool, right? Beginning on the 1st of March, when air traffic services are no longer available at the departure or the destination airport, pilots flying in VAT USA's airspace should utilise the airport's corresponding real-world CTAF to announce their aircraft position and deconflict with other traffic. This is pretty cool. Not much different than Unicom just using real-world frequencies, 100%. But it's adding an extra layer to VATSIM, which I like. So currently VATSIM uses Unicom when air traffic services are no longer available, regardless of the real-world airport's designated CTAF. With VAT USA, CTAF trial changes this practice based on following rationale and clarification in terminology. It's making the network more realistic. That's pretty much the long and short of it. It's making it more realistic. I like that, do you know? So let's see how it goes. It's going to be starting in March, and they're going to have a few special cases in VATSIM's Pilot Learning Centre. It's under an FAQ there for the CTAF trial, and the latest CTAF trial follows VATSIM's successful trialling of the 8.33 kHz frequency spacing, which has been adopted by the network last year. While VATSIM states that the CTAF trial may last up to 6 months after the 1st of March, no exact time frame for its adoption, if the trial is successful, has been disclosed. But this is good news for VATSIM pilots because, well, they're looking at the network to see, well, how can we make it all better? You might remember was it 2 years ago now? VATSIM went under new management, I think, and so they're trying to make the thing better. Great news, great news. Now, sticking with VATSIM, right? Sticking with VATSIM, well, there's a few events on over the weekend, right? And as I said, in anticipation for our upcoming ATC course, starting in a couple of weeks, do be sure to jump on, have a listen in observer mode, just so you're kind of picking up the phraseology, right? Anyway, VATSIM UK pleased to announce its latest live laugh Luton. As the staff up Luton, the hub of DHL, the base for Wizz Air, alongside the head offices of EasyJet and TUI on the 24th of February between 1800 and 21 Zulu. Pretty cool. So they have full staffing of London's Luton Airport. That's an event happening this coming Saturday, in which you can fly in or fly out, or indeed, if you just want to sit there in observer mode and just listen in. You know, bring your drone camera, have your traffic moving around. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Right, so for our last bit of news now, ladies and gentlemen, I need to bring this over here. So we have recently voted on a brand new hub for our beloved Firefly Air, right? And let's do the thing. Let's do the thing. So let's bring this over here now. So we have a virtual airline. If you may or may not know this, we have a virtual airline for our community, and it's called Firefly Air, right? And basically what this is, Firefly Air we're very relaxed. We're a calm sort of bunch. We don't get too worried, but we do have an awful lot of content when it comes to our virtual airline. You can fly any aircraft you like. We have company routes. We have a ad hoc mission generator. We have duty schedules. We've routes all over the shop. And you can connect this to your PC. And you can also fly on this with Xbox. You report what's called a PIREP, or a pilot report. And you just tell us, listen, where did you fly from? Show us your departure, your arrival. Take a screenshot. Pass it on to us. And we can then record it. And it goes into our hub. Now, what's important here, this is a live map of our pilots. We currently have 20 pilots flying all around the world, and you can click in on them, see what they're doing. There's Hot Pants on Fire. Ah, brilliant, right? And then we have Lancelot is over there. We have Stick Figure flying over Ireland at the moment. We have, I think Ali's flying. Where is Ali flying, lads? Is Ali over? Ali's over here somewhere. Is Ali over here? I forget where Ali's flying. Jeez, that's terrible. Where's Ali flying, lads? But anyway, you can see where all these flights are happening. Now, you'll notice that we have all these pin markers. These are all our hubs or our FBOs. These are the locations that we have kind of starting points from. So to give you an example, right? I don't need to go on, she's flying Lanzarote, sound. We don't need to go too far into this, but you can have a look at any of our hubs or any other airport that we fly to, and this will create flights for you. It gives you a reason to fly. You unlock XP, it's like a currency, and the more XP we get, well, the more hubs we open, and the whole infrastructure, which is ran by FS Hub, well, they're putting in their own economy mode. It's called Air Economy, similar to FS Economy. Ever ring a bell? Very similar, just with kind of updated functionality. That's what they're working on. Anyway, what we can do here, if you want to record your flight, you can. I'd like to do it automatically through a program called LRM. And if you want information, all of that is here. If you go to twotonemurphy.com, go under Firefly Air, there's a massive wiki created here by 6 Knots on the team, and it explains everything. What to do, how to do it, why to do it, should you be doing it at all. The whole thing is there, right? Anyway, there's another feature here that I love because it has your logbook. So every single flight, it will log that you've done once you're connected to FS Hub. And you don't have to fly with Firefly Air. You can do your own thing. So an example would be, right, testing stuff. So here's a flight I did from Shannon down to Cork, right? I'll have a look here. We can see, yes, Firefly Air 235. That was my call sign, who the person was, the aircraft, cruise flight. Gives you all the information about it, your landing rate, all of that stuff is recorded, and it shows you your route as well. It's a very detailed pilot's log, or a logbook, and this is all for free, lads. This is free, right? So do be sure to check it out. And anyway, the news we have here, we've a couple of massive achievements, which is frightening. It is absolutely frightening. First and foremost, we've passed 2 million experience points. Hence, we get to open another hub, which is brilliant. Not only that, but we have passed a critical number, because we have passed over 100,000 flights on this platform. And considering, it's not 2 years old yet, that's incredible. Absolutely incredible. And then the last thing, we've just passed 600 pilots. 600 pilots are registered on Firefly Air. That's incredible. Like, it's absolutely massive. Just 600 of us now, right? And as Gibbo says, yeah, I'm going to be relegated. We have leaderboards. It's all terribly competitive. It's good old crack, right? Anyway, we have a hub announcement. So basically what happens, the top 3 pilots in each of the leagues, 7 leagues, each of the leagues get to vote on a brand new area. And for this hub, it's aimed down at the Persian Gulf. The Middle East, that's what we're aiming for. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and a massive thanks to 6 Knots for all his help. Kieran did an absolute solid job at this. Well, I'm delighted to announce that our new hub is going to open in Dubai. Ooh, Dubai. We have a brand new hub in Dubai. So the voting ended up 106 points went for Dubai, 90 points for Abu Dhabi, 75 for Doha, 69 for Bahrain, and 65 for Kuwait. The airport has 4 runways, 3 terminals, 100 airlines, 260 destinations worldwide. It processed 86.9 million passengers in 2023. It carried 1.8 million tons of cargo, and now it has us. Now it has us. So Dubai. Jack Freeze, you're very welcome in. So we will be creating some company routes out of Dubai soon. There will be events and all sorts of jazz will be happening. But the new Firefly Air Hub Dubai will be up and running over the coming weeks. So anyone who has the Anybills Dubai, it's excellent. There's a great freeware offer for Dubai as well. So we'll keep an eye out for the custom sceneries too. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, great work here by 6 Knots and all the team over at Firefly Air, lads. You're keeping the thing very, very active, and it is great fun. It gives you a reason to go flying in the sim. If you ever just like, what will I do today? Come have a look at what we do at Firefly Air. If you want to fly your own aircraft, absolutely no problem at all, right? Dubai, why? What are you selling? Dubai, I see what you did there. I picked Qatar, but Dubai is great too. Yeah, it's a great pick. It's a great pick. So there's going to be all sorts of flights coming out of Dubai. And like, I wanted a hub over that neck of the woods. There's a reason for me where we want hubs. We'll get to that some other day. But it just means now you can fly, you know, from, you know, Oceania into the Gulf or from Europe down to the Gulf. It gives some great options on the long haul flights and also some of the short and medium flights as well. Not to mention some of the heli hubs we can create flying out to the likes of Yas Island and all this sort of jazz. So congratulations. Massive thanks for all the guys who voted and for getting the top levels in their respective leagues. We also have promotions and demotions. I'm going to be demoted, I'd say. I want to be in the Skoda conference, do you know? But fantastic news and, well, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So, friends, here we are now. What time is it? We're doing well. This is a freeware airplane we're going to check out. So I have 3 things of free. One is the Yak-18. The second is this airport, Oceania. And the third one is going to be Montgomery Gibb Airport. Gibbs? I'll figure it out. Anyway, and then we're going to be checking out the Learjet, right? Where will the next hub be? Yakety sax, indeed. So the Yak, what do we know about it, right? The Yakolev Yak-18T, Russian built, it's a 4 or 5 seat fully aerobatic utility aircraft introduced to train Aeroflot pilots. It was gained some popularity as a sport plane both inside and outside of the former USSR. It's powered by a 268 kilowatt Vidniev, that was impressive, M14P radial engine, and it is designed for stresses of +6 or -3 G. It was designed in the late 1960s as a civilian aircraft. The aircraft has a nose wheel, it's a 4 or 5 seater, and has a 9-cylinder radial engine. The aircraft has the M14 9-cylinder engine, as well as the same underlying compressed air system for engine starting, brakes, undercarriage, and flaps. So what we're looking at here, lads, this is a freeware aircraft. It's available over on flightsim.to. And I saw it and I said, yeah, I better grab it. Now, I did test out the F-86 Sabre and the A-10, you know, the free ones. They look nice, but that's it. You can't interact with anything in the cockpit. So, meh. This, however, well, there's a bit going for this, right? So there's a couple of features here. You know, it's a converted add-on, highly optimized for best frame rates and for easiest usage. Therefore, don't use any special equipment. All systems comes from generic Microsoft Flight Sim SimVars. Some systems don't meet with the originals, but hopefully still usable. So I said, right, well, I'm going to give it an old blast. And a big shout out to the developer here, Zlin, who made this available for us, right? So let's go in and take a closer look. So the Yak-18, it is a mad looking bus, this one, isn't it? So what do we get? We get a couple of different liveries, but we also get some kind of nice details here, right? You'll notice that, well, we can't see the radial engine. Yeah, Murph, it's hidden behind the gadget. But sure, look, we'll open that, will we? Jump into the cockpit here and open that. Does that open it? Oh, Jesus. What opens the gadget? Oh, is that it? Oh yeah, that opens it. That's me throttle. That's me throttle. There we go. So there's you can, and that's all animated, and then you can get in and see what the radial engine is behind it. Now again, lads, it's freeware, so I wouldn't be worried too much about textures or otherwise. Is it an okay airplane to fly in the sim? Well, yes, my opinion is yes. And you'll see why now in a second once we get the thing started up. All right. So texture-wise, it looks the part. I mean, it looks like it's a Yak. Don't get too close and personal to it, right? A310 Captain, many thanks for the follow. You're welcome in. Dude, you don't need to worry about real world captain or otherwise. If you want to be a commercial pilot, sure, you might need grades, but there are many other avenues if you don't have the grades to be a pilot. So, you know, it's not all doom and gloom, right? You have many other ways to access aviation, right? Just have a think on that. Like, you don't have to go the commercial route starting off. Not to mention the price point to get into it. There are many, many ways of getting involved in aviation. Simulation is probably the easiest, but some of the real world flying, there's a shortage of pilots worldwide. Do you know what I mean? So chin up, man, chin up. We got you. So anyway, the Yak-18, look at the state of it, right? It's mad looking. Now I'm unsure, right? The pilot model, I don't know, is he a bit kind of small for the frame of the aircraft? In reference photos, it looks the part. The aircraft just isn't that big. He looks terribly small inside it, right? Terribly small inside it. But it's grand, right? It's grand.
That's a big 10-4, good buddy.
News fan gifted the tier 1 sub to Dakey Decimus look. Thank you very much indeed. Jesus Knightsep gifted the tier 1 sub to A310 Captain. It's all happening now. Thank you very, very much indeed. Cheers, lads.
That's a big 10-4,
so,
good buddy.
As I said, it comes with a couple of different liveries, and once you don't get too up close and personal, it's not bad by any degree. Like, we've seen payware worse than this, right? Oh, I've seen payware worse than this. So I'm going to hop in and go for a little flight here. But before we go, this is Lima 52, Oceania. And anyone who's done Pilot Edge, well, you're going to know this airport terribly well. Because this happens to be the airport of departure for your very first Pilot Edge test. Or it is a test. It's your enrollment into using Pilot Edge. So the scenery we're looking at here, this is also free, right? I love it. So this is developed by, is it Vibasilio? There's all things happening. Filthy gifted the tier 1 sub to JP Aviator. Lads, thank you very, very much indeed for all the gifted subs. The support tonight is huge. This is nuts, right? Absolutely nuts. Thank you very much. Is this a recent scenery or an update? It's an update build. So this was released some time ago, but it constantly gets updates, right? So,
Dougal, have you been drinking? I have, Ted. I've been drinking like a mad idiot.
If you're on YouTube, all the links to this stuff is available there, and I'll put the links into the chat here now in a minute. Oceano, I'll grab this one for you because I think it's brilliant, right? It's brilliant. It's a lovely small little GA airport. There's some nice details on it. It's relatively accurate.
Put the car in swinger, baby.
Jesus, there's things happening all over the shop. DeBlaze just gifted 10 tier 1 subs. What? DeBlaze, thank you very, very much indeed, you absolute mad person. And God almighty, lads. Filthy, Musefan, Knightsep, thank you also very, very much indeed, lads. That's brilliant. Corrupt Cow got a sub. And yourself. Brilliant. Thanks a million, lads. Anyway, there's a link gone into the chat there for this airport, and V Basilio is a developer here. He's done some great work, and he's a ton of different sceneries available, right? So we're going to check this one out, and it's free. It's free, right? We love free. So let's have a quick gawk at the airport before we kind of ramble out. It's a very simplistic airport. Most notable by they do biplane rides in a Stearman, right? Biplane rides. 805-474-6491. Banner Airways for your chance to fly in an old plane. With a young pilot. Right, brilliant. And that's all there. You have the American flag. We have some fuel tanks. We have a Jax. Very important. No Skodas. Dr. Pepper. What's the worst that could happen? And you have the pilot lounge. Oceano Flying Club. Visitors welcome. Please check in. It's pretty cool, right? There's some bicycles. As you do. It's a very basic scenery, but it's nice. And it is accurate. And you can download, there's a couple of more. You can put people in here and all this sort of jazz and parked cars. There's a few other bits and bobs. You just need to download all the different models for them. But I think it's done quite nice. Quite nice,
put the car in swinger, baby.
Jesus, there's no end to it. Eagle Airways, God almighty, he just gifted 10 tier 1 subs. Lads, it's getting absolutely out of hand. Sit in your hands. There's to be no more messing now. God almighty. Tasty beverage on a Wednesday. Eagle Airways. Aaron, thank you very, very much indeed. That's insane. Rob Hotchkiss, thank you for the subscribe over on YouTube. You're very good, lads. Thank you very, very much indeed. You're only brilliant.
in a glass case of emotion.
Kind of am, Devil Dude. Kind of am. So yes, now there's one or two small little issues just with the terrain. Nothing major, but there are bumps here. And that kind of makes it a challenge, which I like, right? All about the hype train.
This baby hits 88 miles per hour. You're gonna see some serious shit.
And we've more stuff over here, look. Perimeter fencing is all done. Custom weather socks. Do you know what I mean? It's just nice. But it's one of those little airports, it's by the beach, but it's free.
Yeah, baby.
It's free, do you know what I mean? Jesus! Old Veteran just gifted 5 tier 1 subs. Holy crap. What a level 6 hype train, you lot. What are you trying to do? This is supposed to be, the news.
Hello there.
Thank you very, very much indeed, Old Veteran. Absolute ledge, man. God almighty, lads. Laser Zen, you're very welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Ian Fisher is here. Hello, Ian. Happy Wednesday. Right, so this is the airport. We're going to hop into our Yakety Yak, and we'll take it for an old spin, right? Jabison, good to see you. Like the program. Yes, this is Oceano. Has the Vegas Pine Fund started, Murph? Jesus, I think it has. I think it already has. Brilliant. Hummingbird, 1,000 bits. What are you trying to do? Thank you very, very much indeed. But behave yourselves. You'd be knocking me off me train of thought. I'll just be here like zoinked. Well, I'm like that anyway, to be fair, I am. Do you know? Thank you very, very much indeed. Hummingbird with 1,000 bits. God almighty. On a Wednesday too, it's totally out of control. Who's in charge? Says Filthy. Right? Do you know what I mean?
Who's in charge? You haven't a clue what you're doing.
Oh, do you mean gin? There'll be gin. I'm sure Las Vegas sells gin, don't they? I'm sure they do. Rob Carroll, thank you very much for the follow. Murph, not like it's hard to derail you and your thoughts. Listen, right? I resemble that comment. Right? Jesus. Right, let's see, can I do a thing? So here's the yak. And there's a couple of things. Look, we can open the window. Ooh. For a Freeware airplane, that's not bad. Right, close the window. And we can use the sun visors. Ooh, very nice. Yes, yes, yes. They function. That's always nice. Now, the textures kind of in places are like, ugh. But by and large, lads, it's a Freeware...
Dude, have you been drinking? I have, Ted. I've been drinking like a mad idiot.
It's a Freeware aircraft, so you know what I mean. So, well, what can it do? What can it do? So let me see. Prop full. Mixture, I think, has already put it in. Did I just get a sippage? I just got a sippage from Adam. Oh, I did! Thank you very, very much indeed. Cheers, man. Ah, brilliant. The system works. Right, okay. How do you fly this thing? Oh, yeah. Look, here we go. So we got a couple of buttons down here. We're turning the battery, generator, the igniter, landing gear lights. No. Instrument lights. Oh, no, that's just instruments. They're your avionics. Leave that off for the minute. What else do we need here? Beacon light, nav lights. Yes. Over this side of the fence, what do we have? No, all is grand over there. Okay. Now, is there fuel pumps? I think there is. So
look at this big eat.
We have a primer. We have our mags. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So our mags are turned on. I'm unsure, is there a fuel pump? But sure, we'll give it a blast and see what happens, right? Fingers crossed. Let's hope this works, right? Does it have an English accent? My last Russian lesson was 30 years ago. Yeah, it's all in English. DCS Ducks, good to see you, man. Nostrovia, comrade. Right, here we go. We're going to start this thing up to see what happens. This could be great crack, couldn't it? Right, Murph. Are we ready? Press the button. It's not terribly loud. Let's try it again. That doesn't seem loud, does it? That's pretty loud. Are my sim sounds loud? Hang on. Let's check the old mixer. Open volume mixer. Yeah, we're 100%. 100%! Right, we'll try it again. Just have a listen to the sounds, right? So, start her up there, Finton. Sounds aren't bad, right? Now, instruments. There we go. And our lights. All our lights are on, right? So we'll jump outside and have a now listen. I have to say, the sounds are actually kind of good, right? Remember, it's free, right? It's free. Right, in terms of everything else, though, well, let's go for a flight and see what happens. So, what way is the wind blowing? Oh, down the way. Right, we'll taxi out this way, so, right? Bit of unfair, Murph.
Hello there.
Hello there. No time, good to see you. It's a nice sound, yeah, it is a nice sound. Now, if you open the window, it doesn't have the difference of sound with the window open or closed, but it's still pretty good, right? What about views? Let's see here now. Like, you can see some of the texturing here on the cowling and all that. It's basic. But the control surfaces move really well. There's nice animations there, right? We have some flaps, and they make sounds. Taxi down here. Don't hit the car, Murph. Now, you see where it kind of gets bumpy. Mind the cars. In Soviet Russia, plane fly you. Where can we get the plane from? Uno momento, numero uno. Did I close the thing? I don't think I did. Here we go. Dish. Dish. So there's a link gone into the chat now, lads. It's free. It's free, right? Just click on that link. That'll bring you over to flightsim.to. Lads, we just hit a massive level 6 hype train. Thank you very, very much indeed. You are absolutely incredible. I don't know what I do to deserve such generosity, but I thank you very, very much indeed. It makes such a difference. Right. Oceania traffic. Right. This is when, if you're on Pilot Edge, this is where it's probably the only time in life you're allowed sound like Bobcat Goldthwait. Oceania traffic. Man, I'm trying to fly. Remember him? He was brilliant. The guys flying and stuff. Right, because you're nervous. Pilot Edge, there's no mistakes made in that. You know what I mean? Now, where are we at? We're over here, look. Oh, Jesus, go handy. Right. Now, we have a little digital flap indicator saying flaps down, right? And we do have a little GNS 430 there. It works. Everything works, right? So we've got ourselves lined up here. The prop animation is actually pretty alright as well, isn't it? But as I said, it's a freeware model, so like, you know, you're limited in what I can do. Was that said from Police Academy? Yeah. And now what's happening? Flying stuff. Right, time to go flying. Are we ready? Prop, full, right. Let's fly. Take off power set. Meet the Janie. Wait for the bump. There's a bump on the runway. It's hilarious. Speed live. Wait for the bump. There's the bump. Yep. Oopsie daisy. Pause the ready to climb. Bring in the gear. Did you see the gear indicator? I'll show you that now in a second. Oh, bring the flaps in. You get a lovely drag sound when the flaps are extended. Do you see? Just have a look at the glare shield. Do you see this red dot over here? Look. That's your landing gear indicator. Look. Crazy. Let's have a gawk at this. So yeah, I think the sounds could be that from the T6. It's not bad though. But in terms of hand flying the Devil, and here's the thing, right? This is frame rate friendly central. Your FPS that you're going to get with this aircraft, absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible, lads, right? The trim is a little bit on the slow side, but we can manually do it, right? What do you think? The avionics seem to be doing a good job. In terms of night lighting now, I didn't see anything there I can really play with. Cabin ventilation, that doesn't work. Let's change the time of day here. What do we get? A whole lot of nothing. Oh, we do. We have like a spill light and some red lighting. Okay. Outside the aircraft. Basic. But it works. So it was built as an aerobatic and also a utility aircraft. So in terms of the bring your lights back up here now. In terms of its you know, aerobatics, well, let's see what she can actually do, right? And the flight handling. Wing strobe looks a bit glitched. Does a little bit, yeah. Right, let's see what we can do here. So bring it to a stall, right? So power back, hold the nose. I don't know, I haven't tested this. Hey Biggles, good to see you. Whoa! That's an aggressive stall. Do you hear those sounds? So we've no stall warning. It just kind of happens to you. Let's see, can we throw it into a spin here, right? Yeah. Oh, Jesus. It's pretty alright, this, isn't it? Aerobatic and utility, pretty uncommon. I'd say so. It flies nice. The engine not liking life here for the moment. Right, okay, let's try a barrel roll, right? Plenty of power. Oh, Julia. Aileron roll. What's her speed? Alright, let's see, can she loop? Oh, it's a devil to keep it level. It's a devil to keep this level. It can loop. So in terms of the aerobatic side of the fence, does a good job. Does a good job. It's very Dune over here, isn't it? It is. Right, so we're going to head back to the airport with this one. What do you think, lads? For a freeware little airplane, general aviation, to give you absolutely really good performance in the sim, like the frame rate here, it just doesn't struggle at all. Now you can kind of understand why. You know, the textures aren't very sharp. It's rough in places. You know. If this was payware, I'd have a whinge and a moan about it. I'd struggle to find the good bits. The fact that this is freeware, I think it's very good. You know what I mean? So we'll take it in for a landing here. Let's see what we can do. So landing gear coming down. There's the airport. Notch of flaps. And you really get those drag sounds with the flaps down. Gotta say, it's done really well. Now let's see, can we successfully land our little plane? The Limbics, you take care of my dude. I'm always interested to see other types of general aviation aircraft outside of your Cessnas and Pipers. You know what I mean? Okay, a little bit bumpy. Jeez, it's very bumpy. Easy now. Oh, easy now. Holy crap, it's windy. Right, Murph, we can do it. Just lie back and think of Ireland. Be grand. Right, easy now. Easy. Jesus, hold the nose. Don't slam it. Watch the flare. We felt that in Leitrim. 145 will take it. It's a challenge to land this. I like that. So there we have it, lads. The Yak-18. It's freeware. It's available over on flightsim.to. I think it's a fine little general aviation airplane, and it's made even better at this freeware airport, Oceana L52 or Lima 52, and it's in a great part of the world. I mean, you can ramble over to St. Louis, you can go over to or San Luis, you can ramble down to LA, San Diego, you can go on up to Half Moon Bay. That'd be a lovely flight. So I think this is some really nice quality freeware options. You know what I mean? Like, we have an abundance of payware options. It's always nice to see some of the freeware options that we get in the sim. And I gotta say, I'm impressed. So we have one more freeware airport to show off. It's from the same developer, right? And the aircraft next we're going to jump into... Oh, Jesus. The airport we're going to jump into... Or the airplane next we're going to jump into is the Learjet 35, which is in kind of early access beta neck of the woods. And yeah, let's have a now listen here. We shut things down. Okay, pretty quick. Close the old flaps here at the front. So they're model ducks, so if you grab a hold of that, look. That's pretty cool, isn't it? They're fully modelled. I like that. So there we have it. What do you think? It's pretty good, isn't it? M Scenery should take note. Oh, right. I just like it. It's a nice little airport. I think it's a really nice little plane. They've done a great job here. So that was the Yak-18. Again, I'll put a link in the chat for you guys. If you're watching us over on YouTube, the links are in the description. All right, so there's the Yak, and I got your Oceano here now, and we'll give you that one. We'll do one of them. There we go. So there's the two links. They're over on flightsim.to. Do be sure to drop the developer a comment. It's always great when you see that. You know, good job, well done, thanks very much, yada yada. Right, next up, we're going to jump into the Lear 35, and I have a couple of new liveries for this. I wanted to show them off. This wasn't working yesterday, but I'm going to try it now because I think it is working. Oh, I'm not in the TDS at all. EMS, there we go. And our airport is going to be that of Montgomery. You are Kilo Mike Yankee Fox. Kilo Mike Yankee Fox. Montgomery Gibbs Executive. You're down here at San Diego, not too far from Fighter Town. And we want to appear ourselves. Let's go over here. And let's load in and see what we can do, right? So what we have here, right, the Learjet 35A from FlySimWare. These are the guys who brought us the absolutely incredible Cessna 414AW, right? And this Learjet, it's you know, it's a product of the 70s. It looks from the 70s, but it's getting better and better and better. And again, anyone who has this aircraft, you can purchase it in its current state. It's classed as early access, right? Well, the options you have with this airplane already, they're very, very good, right? Now, if you're looking at mine and you're saying, Murph, yours is different than mine is. Yes, I'm running two modifications with this aircraft. One of them, yes, they fixed the livery. So one of them is this livery. I like it. I think it's just pretty. I think that's a beautiful livery for this aircraft, and it's reminiscent of the style, of the era. The liveries that come with the aircraft as default, nothing against the developers, but they're crap, right? They're not nice. It's an executive jet. Do you know what I mean? This is very, very nice. So, I'll leave links to all this stuff. The second mod I'm running is the interior. The glare shield has changed, and the interior colours have changed as well. Because some of the wood was a little bit on the holy crap side. This is an awful lot better. So we have some nice options. You can see that we've changed the style of the wood, and it's very, very nice. It's very, very nice. Just gives it that kind of modern kind of a feel to it. I really, really like it, right? So what we can do here, well, we have an EFB that can do most of the heavy lifting for us, but we can open all this stuff. So we get the doors open. And this fella never wants to move or open. Where's the click spot for this guy? I always forget. We go to the tablet. Come here, tablet. Click on this, Murph. Right, so have a look at the tablet, right? Wood that was polished by Murph, right? So let me see. Cabin door. There we go. She's fully open now. Look, is that fully open? Close it first. Now open it. Yeah. Okay, Jesus, you'd bash your head off that. So, what do you think of this, lads? Isn't it pretty? Get my mug out of the way here for the moment. It's a very pretty looking aircraft. Learjets, back in the day, Bombardier, these were built in Belfast, were the Learjet, amongst other places, but they had a factory in Belfast. And I gotta say, man, this looks very, very nice. I'm a huge fan of the Lear 45. I think that jet is just beautiful. But this, the 35, with those massive tip tanks on the wings, beautiful, right? Stunning. So they've, I forget the version number of this thing now, 1.27 or 3.27. They're constantly making adjustments to this aircraft. And you can really see some of these details coming alive. Look at the absolute state of that. Look at the texture work in here, lads. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? They've done a great job here with some of the modelling already. And it's still in early access. It's still in beta. Yeah. The livery is done really, really nice. I'll give you a link to that. Again, the livery is available over on flightsim.to, but the modelling work here and, some of the textures and the PBR, it's done really, really well. It's a beautiful looking airplane. And it absolutely screams from that era. It just has that look of the 70s about it. Those massive tip tanks. And they're detailed looking as well. We can see some stuff here, look. That's very good. There's great detailing here. So what we're going to do, well, we're going to power up this machine. But before we do that, well, again, we're at another airport. And this is from the same developer as L52 Oceano. The developer has a lot of these freeware airports. And again, they're basic, but they're nice, right? So this one here, this is Montgomery Gibbs Executive Airport. Okay, located in San Diego, so you got a ton of photogrammetry all the way around it. They have a number of FBOs. There's beautiful night lighting. He's got flags going there that they could probably do with an update. One of them works. I just thought this was a really nice scenery, and it does have that executive kind of, feel to it. Crown Air Hub is there. There's also a maintenance facility on site, and they've added in some nice buildings here as well. There's a lot of custom buildings here. Do you know what I mean? Hey, Dan is here. Good to see you, Dan. Happy Wednesday, man. So even though they're using the default assets, I still think it's done quite well. You know what I mean? So if we go over to this side of the fence here now, you can see this is where the there's another executive FBO. These are all our T hangars, right? You can see some aircraft all the way around the place here, just below us here. Look, they are T hangars. And again, this is freeware scenery, lads, right? So if you wanted to take your general aviation aircraft from Oceana and fly it back down to here, well, you absolutely can. And that's a beautiful flight, right? Beautiful flight. So we're just kind of, he's custom vegetation. It all looks very, very nice indeed. The Executive Air Park. And a couple of spare signs. Like the program says, I regularly fly in and out of here in real life. We fly there for lunch on many weekends. There's a good Mexican restaurant on the field. I love that. I love hearing these stories like the program, because it's one thing us checking out a scenery. When we have someone who's actually been there in the real world, it's like you're on vacation. They're telling you all about it. So we now know that they have a really nice restaurant here on site. If you like your Mexican food, you're going to be in for a joyous occasion. So we have aircraft maintenance and avionics there located up this neck of the woods. There's a fair bit of detail going on, lads, isn't there? And it's free. It's a free airport. Can't be saying no to that. Do you know? Some nice vintage. Another Stearman. Looks very nice. And like, okay, they're using the default Asobo aircraft, but like, it's fine. And you're going to have good FPS here. You're going to have good performance. And that's what it's all about. So it's an interesting airport. 2 runways. 3 runways. It's actually a fairly large site, isn't it? Like, look at the sheer amount of the hangars. Of all these T hangars. There's got to be a ton of aircraft parked here. Tons of them. They're all the same. They're all T hangars, look. You put your little baby planes in there, and they're like the not so baby planes. Do you know what I mean? Coast Air Centre. Look, I like it. It's basic, but it's good, and it works. Let's check out some night lighting before we kind of jump back into our plane here. So it's basic. There's lighting in areas. We do have some spill lights over on the ramp. They look pretty. And to be fair, this is probably the main part of the airport itself. We have some taxiway lighting. The runway lights work as well. So yeah, it's basic, but it's nice. Them spill lights are nice, aren't they? Most of the city airports in California have massive amounts of general aviation. Oh, nice. So this is known as Montgomery Gibbs. You should have called it Gibbos, yeah. The restaurant is in that building, is it? I thought it was a church looking at it. But yeah, it looks the part, doesn't it? So it's in that building. What do you think of this, lads? Is this somewhere you'd like to go flying? Well, the good news, it's free. Here's the link. If you're watching us on YouTube, you have the link. It's in the description. But I shall pop in the link here. So what we have, right, again from the same developer, V Basilio, great work here, right? Default Montgomery Field Airport is great, but requires improvement. Most taxiways and signs are inaccurate. So it's a public airport, 6 miles north of downtown San Diego. Nice. So there's the link to it. You can pick it up over on flightsim.to, and I think it's very, very good. It's freeware, lads. You know, you gotta love it. So, moving on. We shall go flying in our machine, the Learjet 35, and it's brilliant. This thing is absolutely brilliant, and I'm really starting to like it, right? So we're going to jump in here, and again, we're going to be met with our familiar EFB, and what we're going to do, we're going to close the cabin door. We can show passengers or hide them. We'll hide them. Open the shades and get rid of the table. So all our shades are now open. I like that function, right? Kind of gives you that corporate feel, get the plane ready, right? Now, what else do we need to do? So we have all these options: chocks, engine cover, pitot cover, and of course we have a canopy cover. So we have a lot of options when it comes to the static elements. I like that. And they look the part. I mean, they're very clean. You know what I mean? They look great. So remove those. And we'll go ahead and activate the GPU. We can hear the GPU. We can see the GPU, and it's plugged in.
Time to pull
You gotta
the
love
switch,
it.
good buddy.
Who be this now? We just got a raid from Ash Ketchum. Thank you very, very much indeed. Welcome in, Raiders. Happy Wednesday. We're here checking out the Flight Simulator Learjet at a Freeware airport, Montgomery Gibbs. Welcome in. Hope you had a great stream. Murph, do you run the Andres 3D night lighting mod? I don't actually have it, Mr. Anderson. I must get it though. The Trev Show, good to see you, man. Right, so GPU is running. And what else do we need to do here? Cabin doors, no, that's fine. You'll see these options here. You've a headset filter as well. See these options here to disable the trim clackers? You'll see what I mean by them in a moment, right? So, let's have a look. There's a lot of functionality here. And you've a way to hide the yoke. You can either click on the biro up here or the base of the yoke itself. So what I want to do, well, we'll put some power in. So we have some battery switches and we have like emergency switches and all this. But we're going to start off with the batteries. And there's great sounds, right? Battery 1 and 2. We have soundage. And if we move over this side of the fence, we have some nav lights and a beacon light. Now, I want my inverters turned on. That gives us a bit of power. Gens are here. Fuel pumps. Let me see. Hydraulic pump can be activated. Now, when it comes to our fuel, they're down here. Jet pumps are on. Standby pumps are turned on. I think everything else down here is fine at the moment. I'm unsure in terms of starting. Do we go left first or right first? I'm going to go with the right first. Let's see what happens. It doesn't remember your selection when you... Oh, does it not muse? Alright, you'll hear them now in a second, right? So we're going to go for a start on the right engine first. So ignition goes to on, and we're going to go for a start. So you can hear the clicking. We can disable that. Fan speed is coming up. Turbine speed is good. And our fuel is coming in. And that looks to be a good start. Fan speed, we're going to wait till she gets into the green, then we'll disengage the starter. Starter off. Generator on. Igniter off. That's a good start on the right. So let's do the left. So ignition on, and we'll go start, and we'll have a now listen to the start up. Are we ready? Basic, but it works. That's pretty nice. So fuel is on for both. We're just waiting for the fan to get us into the green. It's over 20. Generator on. Ignition off. And that's a good start on our engines. Nice. Right, next up we're going to activate our avionics. Some nice custom sounds there as well. So you can use it as a default 430, 530. You can have the PMS 750 or the TDS 750. It gives you options for all, which is pretty nice, right? Pretty nice. But this gadget does work. I'm just unsure. There we go. It acts as a map. I don't know, does the weather radar work? Unsure. Now, cabin air, we can go ahead and turn this on. You can hear the fans, which is pretty cool. Cabin climate, auto or manual, keep it cold. Put it on manual. Recognition lights can come on. Emergency bleeds. We'll just leave the bleed system on. And I think we're okay over this side of the fence. Park and brake, that's all okay. Moving across onto our annunciator panel, so we can test all this. We should have a little test switch over here somewhere. This guy here, I think. Yeah. Looks very, very nice. So it doesn't like that we have our pitot turned off. Go ahead and turn you on. And it doesn't like that we have our stall heat and protection turned off. Where do they live? Oh, they're over here, look. They're on. And our takeoff trim. We also have our warnings. These all work, right? So if we go to cabin altitude, we move the slider and then we press it to test it. Have a listen. It's hard to hear that one, but it does click. So fire detection. See your engine fire lights flashing? Stall. Your shakers, right? So that's all done pretty well. pretty well. Now, I'm trying to think, right? I can never get the takeoff trim set. It's an absolute divil. Now, our yaw dampener and autopilot system, well, your yaw dampener is here. You have an autopilot master switch over here somewhere. Anti-skid is okay. Where was the autopilot switch? There it is. So, yaw dampener on, and we can test these. They're working. Turn those off. Steering lock. Let's go ahead and test this. Steering lock is on. That should turn off. Uh-oh, we broke it. Only issue is, yeah, anyone know how to do the takeoff trim? Because for the love of me, it doesn't like it. So let me see. I want to be going nose down, I suppose. But for whatever reason, it's not indicating on the pitch indicator. No idea, right? No idea. But anyway, I think we're looking good, right? So I want to... Additional lights. Let me see. What do we need? We'll put on our strobes for the crack because I don't have to reach over there now. What else I want to do? Nacelle heat. Don't need to worry about those. Batteries are okay. Electrical systems are good. Landing lights. Put them into taxi mode. Spoiler reset. Spoilers work on this plane as well, which is great. Right, I think we're good. So we'll just put it in VF4 here for the moment. And we shall start our taxi. So, parking brake coming off. It'll move eventually. It's slow to get moving. Is that the trim? Must be very slow. Right, don't run over poor old Johnny. As I said, these are the sounds if you don't disable them. It's a constant clicking, right? N1 and N2. And then your trim clicker as well. So you can turn this on or off. Cabin lights, we'll go ahead and turn that on, right? Baggage light for the crack. Let's check out our night lighting. Very impressive. Right, there's some beautiful lighting in this aircraft. And if we go into the back here, look. Sure, look at the state of this, lads. You know what I'm saying? Isn't this pretty? I wonder will we eventually be able to put something on the telly. I think that'll just be fantastic. At the moment we can't. What do you think of the cabin? It's nice, isn't it? There's no jacks, no. You'll have to hold it in. There's not even a fancy commode. But it's done very, very well. Additional lights then. I don't think I have any. Oh, we do. They're over here. So pedestal lighting, instrument lighting, wing inspection lights. These little divils work. Some which way. They work on both sides. So you can see it turning on. It's getting brighter underneath here. Now none of the circuit breakers work, unfortunately. It's not a big to do. They just don't work, right? External lights. Let's have a look. We actually have a proper rotating beacon. I love that. The landing lights and the taxi lights, they look impressive to say the least, don't they? They're awesome. There's some nice strobes on the side and your nav lights. You have a flashing beacon light up on top and a rotating beacon underneath. Nice lighting. And again, lads, this aircraft, as I said, it's still very, very much work in progress. You know what I mean? A small bit of power here. We're going to go for a notch of flaps. And we're going to taxi out this way. Pretty little plane, this. Now this aircraft, I'm trying to think, I think I checked it out once when it was released, but it's gotten so many updates over the last couple of months. You know what I mean? If you're on the fence about should I get this aircraft, you always run the risk of when they release something, it breaks it. Right? That happens. And there's a couple of other things, like there's some nice cameras set up already. I think one or two of them are duds. But it's really, really nice. It's a stunning aircraft. Catbat absolutely loves this plane, yes. He adores this plane. And I think Muse fans said the same. They must use executive bottles. Alright, watch your speed here, Murph. Where does that bring us? Oh, look at this, we're going the new part. So that was 2.8. We'll go with the far side. I like the way you can have your own avionics units in there as well. Pretty. So what's the stab of this aircraft? So let me see. Fly Simware Lear 35. So the plane, it's sold as early access and it's priced at $39.99. It's a $40 add-on and you'd be buying it in early access. But I think it's quite good now. It was good when it came out. It's better now. Right, armor thrust reversers. All our lights are on. It does have reverses in this as well. Check out the detailing here in the back of those nacelles, look. Beautiful animations, aren't they? And they work. Now, there's supposed to be a drag chute in this as well. I can't get that working. I don't know, is the feature implemented or not? I'm unsure. Conti loves the plane as well. He flies it often. Yeah. I like it even more than the Phenom, and that's saying a lot. That is saying a lot, Muse, yeah. There's something just kind of... I don't know, there's a level of class with this airplane because it's a 35, you know, it's a child of the 70s. It's pretty cool looking. Look at this. Michael McShane, thank you very much indeed for joining a membership on YouTube. Thank you very, very much indeed, my guy. Cheers. The absolute ledge. Welcome aboard, man. Right, now, let's do the thing. We're going to take off now. Wish me luck. I think I'm set. So we'll find out now if it doesn't like it. Take off trim, can't do anything about it. Right, power coming in. Toga.
When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
Okay, take off power set. Speed is alive. The needle is moving. Look out for any bumps in the runway. There's 100. 110. Oopsie daisy. Positive rate of climb. Gear up. Flaps in. Yaw dampener on. This is pretty nice, isn't it? Very nice. Scorpio says, I bought the Phenom a few days ago. It's become my favourite mode of transport. A bit noisy outside the cabin, but I can live with that. So Scorpio, here's one for you, right? So I have a review coming out soon for the Phenom. And I was chatting to Seb, and he's working on something quite impressive for that aircraft. So in relation to those sounds, give it a little bit of time. Man, this jet looks good, doesn't it? Look at this state. Okay, let's have a little bit of a play here with the autopilot, shall we? So we're going to go heading mode. We're going to go autopilot engage. Where's me heading? Freaking miles away. Let's go east. Actually, we can kind of go north. Or south, rather. South, you big idiot. Somewhere like that. We're going to go altitude selector, altitude hold. Arm that. That should level off our climb. Bring our power back ever so slightly. And I think we're good. I think we're good. What do you think, lads? Pretty or pretty? Yeah, it is very, very loud. But don't worry, Seb is working on that, lads. Seb is working on that for the Phenom. This is a beautiful airplane. If you like the business jets, this has to be on your list. It just has to be. I think it's stunning. And like all the updates they've made to it thus far, man alive. Hang on, we'll go back into the Annalisa seat now. Get ourselves comfortable. Like, look at the detailing of the friggin' engines, look. You know what I mean? Gorgeous. So there's an interesting kind of a viewpoint. Look at the lighting up on top, look. That's beautiful. Individual lighting as well. Get out of town. So we have these spill lights in the cabin, look. Oh, yes. That's beautiful. Very, very pretty indeed. Some nice views. So Jesus, look at the amount of seats. So we have like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You'd carry 7, 8. You'd fit 8 passengers in this. That's pretty. That's cool, right? There's no jacks aiming. No jacks. Scott, there's a couple of those ships you were talking about there, including some aircraft carriers. Did the windows move up and down? Yep, they surely do. Nice touch, right? Nice touch. I think it's nice.
Can I get a refund?
No refunds. TVs don't seem to do anything. Yet. Right, yet. It'd be cool if they did, though. Like, it'd just be cool. Right, we'll do one of these as we're checking it out. Where's that button? That doesn't work. Does this one work? Like, look at the detailing on it. You know what I mean? Alright, let's see what we can do here, right? I haven't tested this before. Does it have flyby sounds? For that is the question. Not really. It doesn't really have them. The poor old devil, God love it. But it flies really, really well. Really, really well. And like, you know, if this thing has even like half of the functionality, well, you can see that it does, but like on final release, if this thing is going to be up near the 414 standard, I mean, that's really, really good, right? The only thing it doesn't seem to have, from what I can see, and it's not modeled yet, but like, so we have some weather options. We have our loading options. We have our fuel. And then we have a checklist. But there's no, there's maintenance here, but like there is no maintenance. There's no wear and tear. And the 414 is missing that as well. So I would love to see that. I would love to see consequence to your flying. You know what I mean? If you're too abrupt, if you're, you know what I'm saying? It's just, if you act the aegis, is there a consequence to it? You know? This is very pretty. I'm hearing clicking. The trim. When they first released this aircraft, you couldn't turn off that noise. It was like, huh? So yeah. So the flight simware Learjet 35A for Microsoft Flight Simulator, I have to say, lads, it's coming along very, very nicely indeed. So the links that I'm using, here's the one for Montgomery. That's the airport. And then the link I'm using for the, where is that one now? Flight Simulator Learjet. This is for the interior because I think it makes like an absolute massive difference. You have a choice. You can have like a black interior or a grey interior. I think it's done quite well. That's the grey interior, and I think it's better than the original. It's cleaner. It's more detailed. They've changed the wood effect. You know what I mean? It's just done. I think it's nicer. I just think it's nicer. But they're the links. They're over on flightsim.to, and yeah. How many times do you have to declare an emergency when you're flying? I don't know. I just don't know. At least if there's an emergency, you're sitting in the right chair, right? I love that one. You see the meme, you know, a fella getting into a 737 or whatever, and he's shouting back into the flight deck, you know? I got 600 hours in Flight Simulator. I'm in seat 27A if you need me. That'd be me, you know? But yeah, what do you think, lads? It's nice, isn't it? Very pretty, very pretty. Superb. Absolutely superb. Right, lads, what we're going to do, that kind of concludes our festivities for this evening. But I want to thank you all so very, very much indeed. And is Ali, did she get to her last place now? I'm unsure. Right, we'll go over and say a quick hello to Ali. And go ahead and press that button, Murph. Don't let her do anything, just we'll jump in, sneak in and see how she goes. I'm not well. I'm on the where did I hide them? I'm on the Strepsils and Lemsips, so I'm going to bed early. And well, we're back on Friday with a group flight. So lads, thank you all so very, very much indeed for tuning in tonight. I hope you learned something. And our group flight on Friday, well, it's going to see us fly near. I'm going to edit the plan now. We'll have to land at our new hub. It's important. And to our mods, thank you very much, lads. The system works slowly, but it works. For everyone here on YouTube who rambled in, thank you all so very, very much indeed for all the support. And everyone here on Twitch, a level 6 hype train. Absolutely mad, lads. Mad. So enjoy the rest of the week. We're going to catch you on Friday. And until then, thank you so much for watching. See you soon. Bit in either the right or the wrong direction, depending on your persuasion. So it's over to Gibbo for the very fancy handoff. No, sign off.
No pressure.
Oh, no, Jesus. Right. No, I didn't. We'll edit that bit out, right? Where's that? Yeah, nothing was said there.
Did so well. Right at the end.
Right. So. Balls. Stand by for the raid. We're going to go over and say hi to someone.